6 o'clock. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. NBA playoffs round 2 on Wednesday night. New York Knicks take a 2-0 lead over the Philadelphia 76ers after winning 108-102. Point guard Jalen Brunson scored 26 points for the Knicks and the 76ers. They were missing center Joel Embiid on the night. Game 3's in Philadelphia on Friday. Then in the nightcap, the Spurs dominate the Timberwolves 133-95, handing Minnesota the worst playoff loss in franchise history. Spurs center Victor Wembanyama scored 19 points, secured 15 boards in the win as San Antonio ties the series up at 1 game apiece. Game 3 will be in Minnesota on Friday. In the second round of the NHL playoffs, the Buffalo Sabres, who are making their first second-round appearance in the playoffs since 2007, they continue their impressive postseason run as they go on to beat the Montreal Canadiens 4-2 to take Game 1 on the road. And the late game, the Anaheim Ducks beat the Golden Knights 3-1 and tie their series up 1 game apiece. Their series now will shift to Anaheim for Game 3 on Friday. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Off and running on your Thursday morning edition of Ramon and Will. Good morning. On a beautiful day in Nashville, Tennessee, we're with you for the next 4 hours on 104.5 The Zone and 104.5 The Zone TV. Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, 615-737-1045, the number. One of those mornings where it was so bright outside, driving on the way here, I think I checked my clock like maybe every 30 seconds of like, all right, it is the normal time, right? All right, it's still 5:40. All right, it's 5:41. It's 5:42. If you're like me this morning and your brain just needs to look at the clock when it's this bright, this early, yes, you are on time, I think. But don't blame me if I just lied to you and you actually are late this morning. What's going on? How are we doing?
We're good, man. I was thinking the exact same thing. I walked up the ramp about maybe 12 minutes ago to walk into work, and I looked up, was like, man, it is daylight outside.
Sure
like,
is.
Sunrise, this is technically sunrise, not, it has to be, right? Or is it when the sun peaks up? Because you can see the horizon raise up or whatever, I guess, or the sun come over the horizon. But either way, what I'm telling you is this. We are officially getting to hot weather time of the season, because when it starts to get daylight like this outside, it is officially summer to me, the way I view this one.
I don't hate it.
It should be beautiful, although it's going to be kind of cool today, though. I'll take that, too.
Yes, it is. How we doing? What we doing our Wednesday nights?
Wednesday night, watched a little bit of ball, man. Had some stuff I had to take care of as well. Some tasks I had to get done around the crib and for folks as well. But trying to figure out if I'm it's Mother's Day weekend, so that's always a sentimental weekend for me as well. Trying to decide what I'm going to do. I got sending my aunties and stuff some stuff. I treasure that weekend more than most probably, but I got everybody gifts in, handled some stuff yesterday, and watched just a little bit of ball before crashing out, man.
There you go.
Yeah. New York.
Crashing out in a good way.
In a good way, yeah, no.
Not crashing out.
We're not crashing out like that.
Not crashing out over Spurs and Timberwolves or Sixers and Knicks last night.
I laid it down pretty quick on them. I got a lot of phone calls to make today as well, man.
Busy guy.
Yesterday was one of those days, man. It was a busy day for you guys, but we're here. We got past the hump day part of the week, and it is Friday Junior time right now. So let's go. What about you? You watch any ball?
I actually did, surprisingly enough. Again, the best way to get me to watch an NBA game is to have me also doing another task while it is happening. I think I watched more NBA basketball last night than I had in the previous I'd say 2 years combined.
Yeah.
Which means I watched one full game between the Sixers and the Knicks. So I don't know. Those are just two fan bases that interest me. And it is a rivalry, a Philadelphia-New York rivalry that interests me. And that's why I have trouble getting into the NBA is I just don't have any semblance of a rooting interest. Like it just doesn't interest me because I don't care about the players or the teams, respectfully. I mean, I have no reason to. And I don't know, a New York Philly, the way those fan bases will crash out regardless, and the tension between those two teams, that is what it takes to get me to really tune in. So prepping for Nashville SC and DC United this weekend in the Zone, 7:45 p.m. pregame, is just great background noise.
No doubt. It was cool watching it last night, though. I will say I saw a little bit of the start of the San Antonio game and Timberwolves. What an odd matchup. I just want to throw that out there as well. It doesn't seem like that matchup should be there with like Timberwolves versus Spurs. But I'll tell you what, man, if you are looking for any just abnormal sight to watch during the basketball games, watching Victor Wembanyama play basketball is by far one of the most interesting things that your eyes can see. It's crazy seeing a guy 7'5" be able to, one, handle the ball, shoot from beyond the three-point line. His teammates literally just throw the ball up. Sometimes now I say just throw the ball up, but like they'll toss it up and he's finishing it on like 1 foot or one toe on the ground. Like he doesn't have to jump to like get an alley-oop. And just his defense as well, man. He is a spectacle, and not in a bad, weird way. Like athletically, seeing somebody built like that who's got the coordination, the athleticism to play is insane.
He looks like a character from Space Jam. Like the one with the really long arms?
Yes.
That's more what Victor Wembanyama looks like. And I do mean that as a compliment, not as obviously a criticism.
Yeah, no doubt. Like, I think it was the Sean Bradley Blue character from Space Jam.
100%.
Don't ask me how I remember that because I watched that so many times.
Did you?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, you were an MJ guy growing up.
I was, and that movie, and the Looney Tunes.
You're
and the
right.
Bugs Bunny.
You're kind of, I feel like, right in the middle of the Michael Jordan, LeBron eras. Like, you could kind of claim either one if you really wanted to.
I saw 91, 92, and 93. Like, I legitimately watched those. And then I saw, 94, 95, 96. I saw all of those championships. My family, especially my aunties, were huge Michael Jordan fans. Like, there were family arguments over this. It was a lot of sitting down watching WGN. You know, like the reason I enjoy watching Sunday basketball is because of the nostalgia of watching those games, and just the playoffs just always hit different. I will say this as well, and I'm sure you've seen it now too. The calls that they get during the regular season, they're not getting. The flopping don't work right now.
Does it not?
No, it's not.
I feel like I'm seeing a lot of flopping.
Nah.
I watched a little bit of Joel Embiid the other night in game one. I saw a lot of flopping.
Now, Joel was really trying. Right. Yeah. But to be fair to him, he is banged up. He didn't even play last night as well.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't know that, but I do now.
Yeah, he was banged up bad. So his falling was probably just to give himself a break. Either way, the teams that are trying to get the floppy fouls and stuff like that, like James Harden has been trying to be a foul merchant, but every time I ain't gonna say every time, he often takes a shot and go into somebody's body, and the refs aren't calling it. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Guys are going to the rim and trying to flop and fall, and they're calling them as blocks and not necessarily fouls and ones and stuff like that. Like, guys are actually hitting the ground, and the refs are just looking at them, continuing to play. So if you're looking for this ball, it's available to you right now during the playoffs.
Yeah. I still, I don't know. Who's it? VJ Edgecombe last night?
Yeah.
The Sixers?
Yeah.
We're just watching that game. Like, where'd this guy come from?
Rookie out of Baylor.
This guy's pretty fun.
Rookie out of Baylor. I learned him this weekend with Savage.
I'm not disliking it, that's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's what I would say too. It's better than watching Vols baseball right now.
Well, they weren't on yesterday. Otherwise, I would have chosen them. So
yeah, I know.
I still would rather do that.
I'm just saying.
When the Braves have a day game, that's what's going to get me to watch a NBA basketball game.
I feel like I know the answer, but if the Grizzlies do migrate over here and become the Tennessee Grizzlies and not the Memphis Grizzlies,
Nashville Grizzlies.
Now you gonna take the whole name?
I mean, I don't think there's any chance that actually happens.
I do.
I don't think there is any world where that happens.
I think they get here. I personally.
How? Why? I mean, that is a basketball town.
I know. So was
I'm not saying we are, but
town.
we are more of a football town than Memphis is.
Seattle Supersonics was a football town too. What I'm saying is this.
I like Memphis though.
I know. I'm 100% with you, but Memphis has to, and I'm not crapping on Memphis, but I would say this: when the NBA players usually speak on these type of topics, Silver usually listens, right? Like, those things usually get granted. When LeBron says, "Now I don't mind the Western. I got a family account with the Western." Okay, I think it was at Hilton, whoever it is with Western. I stay at a Western, and I thought the one they stayed in Memphis looked nice.
I mean, it looks fine. Yeah, for sure.
Them dudes in the NBA live a different life.
I mean,
than football players.
I think you are right in the context of players and GMs, coaches and GMs. Players have a lot of power in the NBA. I'm not sure they have enough over ownership, or governorship, as we call it in the NBA, to really facilitate a team moving cities. That is a different level of power that I'm not sure we've seen players have. And quite honestly, I mean, what would be the actual pulse of the entire league on going to Memphis? Is it just the superstars and the whiny ones, the spoiled ones, who have podcasts who complain about it? Or is that an opinion shared by the entire league? Yeah. I tend to believe it's more just the opinion of the top 10% who is loud and don't want to travel because they usually get the presidential suites anyway or wherever they're traveling.
This is also true.
So does the whole league really hate Memphis that much? I personally doubt it.
I do. I think they do. I do.
To answer your hypothetical question, yes. If we had the Nashville Grizzlies, I would become a fan. It's the same thing about, a little different because I like soccer as a neutral observer more than I like basketball in the professional ranks, but I didn't watch a ton of MLS before Nashville SC got here.
Fair.
I watched plenty of it. I would turn it on, but I didn't have a rooting interest, so I was not close to the same dedication of fan I am now. Similar to how I would be if the Grizzlies came here. And I think a lot of folks would probably be in the same boat.
For sure. I get that. I just look at Memphis' situation. Like, I feel like if they did navigate to or relocate to Nashville, one, is not a crazy move to make. I'm not sitting here advocating. I'm just putting the pros and cons of it up as well. Like, one, I will say this. If you take the Grizzlies out, I feel like you almost kill that economy. You ruin a lot of the I guess what Memphis represents too, as you said, is on the sports side of it too. And the move itself is, I think, easy. Ownership really don't have to move over.
I don't think it's easy at all.
The players don't have to make dramatic changes as well. Nashville has the houses for them, has the entertainment.
Oh, well, sure. But so does Memphis.
I like this.
The nice areas of Memphis are very nice, you know.
You hadn't been in a while.
No, I've been very recently. The other thing about this too is that if you want to be a regional fan base, because Nashville professional sports teams appeal to Memphis and vice versa. Memphis sports teams want Nashville. Right now, you've not ticked off the other part of your regional fan base, the other major city in your area that you are marketing to. If you move from Memphis to Nashville, you become public enemy number one for a lot of Memphians. And all of a sudden, your ability to sell the broadcast rights and sell the merchandise and sell a lot of the things that you need in order to make money as an owner, governor, that's so stupid. You own the team. It's not whatever.
You know what? Getting the All-Star game in Nashville will just make all that back.
Well, I don't know if it does, though. You are not a regional team anymore. You have one city, a city that hasn't even really claimed you until, I guess, the day you plant roots there. And if, again, the governor of the Grizzlies doesn't want to do this, it doesn't matter what the guy playing 20 minutes a game for the Oklahoma City Thunder thinks about the Westin. I don't know why that should influence the owner of the Grizzlies about where they're going to go.
No doubt. I see somebody fighting for Memphis, like Memphis in May. That works. Okay. That's my only push is that conversation is consistent right now, more than it ever has been. And the state of where the Grizzlies are as far as wins and losses play a part in it.
Sure.
And again, like you said, publicly the players having these podcasts in which they can vent and get all of their dislikes out about it as well. I will say this too. We've had situations where players have complained privately about stuff that we didn't like in the NFL and the teams have fixed it. Eventually that squeaky wheel gets the oil. I'm not saying that I'm advocating for Memphis to be out, but I do look at it and say, this is a situation in which I feel like if it doesn't get better for the Memphis economy, this will go in a different direction.
This is a lot more than complaining about we want one less week of practice in June. This is a different.
No.
I want a team to move. That is a different level.
This wasn't I'm telling you, there were bigger issues like turf and stadiums as a part of player safety as far as equipment and doctors and the team spending money. The reason publicly now NFL teams are trying to hide the grade cards is because the dislike that players have in and around the facilities and how they're treated on the road, at home, and player comfort. Like, it does play a part when that's your biggest asset to make you money.
But has there ever been an example of players in a league forcing a team to move cities?
It becomes down to ownership and, again, economy of it.
Yeah.
And that's the hurdle.
I would be totally shocked to ever in our lifetime see that happen.
That to me is the biggest hurdle right now. Memphis, and I want it because, again, as I said before, my fraternity brother is the mayor of Memphis right now. I got love and endearment to them right now.
Sure.
So I'm not rooting for it. I'm just saying whoever is in leadership there statewide need to put more emphasis on the building up of Memphis so that in the early 2000s, Memphis led Tennessee in economy.
Yeah, it's true.
That's my only point is you got to get back to that part of it.
Commenter on YouTube says, if Silver wants Grizzlies in Nashville, they're moving. I don't think that's necessarily true, though. I mean, Rob Manfred has wanted a baseball team in Nashville for years.
That's a
still
different hurdle.
happening.
That's building a stadium.
Yeah, that's true.
That's building a stadium.
That's 100% true. It's not the same situation.
But
the point is not about the situations being similar. It's in that a commissioner can want a team in a city all they want until there are money-making people that can actually make that happen.
Who owns
it's a pipe dream. Yeah.
I don't even know who owns the Memphis. Is it FedEx?
I don't think so.
No, I'll look it up.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. It is, let's see, Robert Pera. Ubiquity Inc., a global technology company. One of the youngest billionaires on the Forbes list.
Yeah.
Purchased the team in 2012.
Justin Timberlake's a minority owner.
So is he of the Nashville Stars.
Is he really?
Yep. Yep. 615-737-1045. I am suffering from Mike Vrabel fatigue. Another headline yesterday. Another thing I just really am tired of hearing about at this point. We've reached that point, but we will tell you about the new headline coming up next. Ramon Will on 104.5 The Zone, hour number one on this Thursday morning, 615-737-1045, our number. Join us as we broadcast live tomorrow from Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply in Mount Juliet in the morning, and then at our Murfreesboro location for 3HL at Ferris Days Open House. Come on out during Ferris Days, get the best financing and best prices of the year. Go where the pros go, Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. Unlock everything Ferris has to offer at Ferris Days. Only a Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. I wonder if they'll have us back in the lawnmowers, Ramon, tomorrow, like we've done in the past.
I know it was cool. It was cool, but I prefer a seat.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's a comfortable seat.
It was comfortable, but getting in and out of it is just like, let me get these old football elbows and knees together real quick.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, but the machine they have us on is elite, though. I will say that. Dickens got a lot of stuff going on, too. Holla at Dickens. I got some clover coming up in my yard. I don't like that.
Probably a lot of folks that as the weather got warmer and you got the mower out, you realize during the cold season, your mower doesn't work anymore. So
exactly.
Dickens, the perfect way to address that. So we'll be there tomorrow. Mount Juliet for us, Murfreesboro for 3HL. Tomorrow, would love for you to come hang out.
No doubt. Come see us, man. It's in a good location. Get you some breakfast and come over and catch us real quick. That's where I met the guy. Was it last year or 2 years ago now? He came up, and this is just a small little side conversation, but this fella came up, forget his name off the top. It might have been Mike, as we're about to go into a Mike conversation. But he had that Ford Raptor R, and I had never seen it before. It's the F-150 Raptor.
We're talking cars now.
We're talking cars.
Mowers,
shout out to Two Rivers Ford. But I heard that. I was like, hold up, wait a minute. Is that a V8? He was like, no, it's supercharged as well. I said, I want one. He was like, well, it's a long way.
Step into my office.
All I'm saying, shout out to Two Rivers Ford, man. It was sold that day, and that is an amazing vehicle.
Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll be like Ramon, and you'll see a car in the parking lot you'd like tomorrow at Dickens Turf at Landscape Supply, and you'll get it.
Yeah. What a beast of a truck he had.
There you go.
What a beast we're dealing with now, Will.
Yeah, I'll be honest. And I know I've been open, as we've talked about the Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini scandal every time we've talked about it. I don't like talking about it because of the collateral and the kids and the other spouses that deal with it. But, I mean, it's too big of a story to avoid. And we are reaching the point where I'm suffering from Mike Vrabel fatigue. Ramon, yesterday a TMZ report, again, that Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini rented a private boat while she was pregnant. What are we doing, man? I mean, this really is getting to the point where it is hard to see a pathway back for him to live a normal life as a head football coach of the New England Patriots.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you on it. The other side of the story is Diana's husband and Mike's wife. They got to hear and see all of these Woj bombs.
That's why I don't like it.
Yeah, this is bomb after bomb after bomb. Like this story got more hits than the Thriller album did for Michael Jackson. I told Will that earlier. I was like, that was actually kind of good, but it does. This is hit after hit after hit. Personally, it sucks. I personally don't like talking and having a conversation or judging them, not even a little bit. Publicly seeing this happen, and like here, her husband is Diana's, that is his first child, is on the boat, Lalia style, rocking the boat with Mike Vrabel. Like that's the other part though too. That's whether they were just friends and she wanted to get away for a little bit. She could have did that with her husband. Is that side of it, and just the professional side for both of them. So this is where I am with Mike Vrabel. I don't know if he can talk integrity with his players. I don't know if he could talk, building better men. Now, here's what I'll also say. Biblically, a lot of people will tell you, like, the best men that Christ used were flawed men as well. Everybody's got some dirt on them. If you've seen almost any successful person, they probably got some dirt underneath their fingernails as well. What better story it is for Mike Vrabel to be able to be in a position where he can tell his guys about, hey, be better than me. And I'm fully with him on those type of situations right there. But publicly seeing this be in the front of their families' faces, kids, wives, husband, and stuff like that. It's kind of dirty. It's kind of dark as well. But here's the other side for Diana. And I heard, what's the name? Used to be on ESPN. It was one of the female analysts yesterday.
Elle Duncan.
Elle Duncan.
Spoke about it.
That's who it was. Elle Duncan spoke. And she was very convicting on it. Kind of changed my stance on just the entire insider conversation. Elle Duncan, who's now Netflix, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Netflix Sports. She said that she's like, the guy that she was interviewing with was like, this puts a black eye on all women journalists. She was like, that's really messed up to categorize every female journalist as far as this goes, that they're doing this type of stuff to get inside a story. That you make women feel as if they can't get a story unless they're doing what allegedly Diana and Vrabel was doing. And that's fair right there. The issue that I have with Diana Rossini on this one is twofold at this point now, too. Her public negotiating on the side of Mike Vrabel. The story was, and people have kind of went down a rabbit hole when it comes to how she could have facilitated a lower price for the Titans. If you're pro Titans, this makes sense. But it goes this way. At a point in time, she was one of the first people to report that the Falcons had a first round pick on the table for Julio Jones. So it made it seem like every other team backed off. And somehow, some way, if every other team backed off because of his first-round pick on the table and she lied about it and the Titans were able to get him for a second or third, that's where it becomes journalistically, second-round pick. Journalistically, that's where it becomes super problematic for Diana, and I don't know if she's going to ever get another job because of the insider stuff. She can go write, she can go blog, she can go podcast all she wants to, but her calling card is being an insider. That's where it screws her over professionally.
She has totally no credibility to break news.
No.
And as a newsbreaker, as an insider covering a major league, and the major league in this country, that's kind of all you've got, right, is your word. Yeah. Her word means nothing anymore.
Yeah.
And that's just the reality of her future as a journalist. And it's the consequences of her actions and of Mike Vrabel's.
It is. The worst part of it all, though, one is the optics of his pregnant wife being on a boat with Mike Vrabel for about 3 hours. The storyline was, Diana. But it also leads to the fact that, one, why are you on there with him when you're a pregnant lady that's 2 months away from delivering a child?
This was in June of 2021.
And you also named him Michael?
Kid's name is Mikey.
Mikey.
Yeah. And
No, and on top of that, it was a 3-hour sit down. Like, they've had some very private, exclusive stuff, though, too. Like, the Sedona place is not a cheap place. And I know Vrabel's got money, and so does Diana, too. But I told you guys, like, that place in Sedona averages about $1,800 to $2,200 a night.
Oof. Jeez.
For a one-bed bungalow.
And this is in Putnam County, Tennessee, Center Hill Lake, June of 2021.
Yeah, and then renting a boat. I didn't realize, so I never rented a boat before. Everybody has to sign and put their name and driver's license on it as well.
For 2 to 3 hours, a source told TMZ there was no visible PDA before they departed, and they appeared cautious about photos being taken. She declined to pose at all with staff. Mike Vrabel agreed to snap one picture, but asked that no images be publicly posted.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Every detail of this, there's no detail that's going to come out that's going to make any of this any better, obviously. And we are nearing a point where there's a point of no return for Mike Vrabel as the head coach of the New England Patriots. I don't know what it's going to take to get to that point, but it just feels like for the foreseeable future, he's going to be asked about this.
Can you imagine him coming here this fall?
I mean, if they're this reckless, what other details are out there? I mean, it's not going to stop. And clearly, TMZ has taken it personally that the New York Post and Page 6 beat them to a lot of this story. Mm-hmm. And now TMZ is going overboard. And now you've got people following Vrabel at the airport as he's on his way on Saturday of the draft or whatever it was. I think it was Saturday of the draft to go to the mountains and be away from the team for a day. Like, now you have TMZ people who are taking it truly personally that they got beat to this story and didn't originally take it. And it's literally the Michael Jordan, and I took that personally.
Yeah.
That's happening right now.
So there's another layer to it as well. So Page 6 from the New York Post is who first reported, and apparently is reported also that Robert Kraft went to Page 6 in the New York Post and asked him not to release the photos. That's out there too.
Right.
And
I'm sure.
That's where on the professional side for Vrabel, I think he does have cover. I don't like the Patriots have been scandal land, whether guilty or not guilty for decades, right? Whether on the field or off the field, they've had Deflategate, they've had Spygate, they've had Massagegate, they've had Hernandez, and now this, and they had Mayogate. I would even throw 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the cover that I think Vrabel has. I don't think Robert Kraft's in any kind of position to say, "Hey, you gotta go." I think if he does step down, it's because of Mike Vrabel and family issues.
Agreed.
I personally,
it's Vrabel's decision.
Yeah, I won't. And that right there will show to me how much his family's feeling or hers.
Sure.
And now there's reports as well. Diana wants to do a tell-all, like a public cleanse. Now, here's the thing about that. I don't know if you want to peel back those layers that much. Like that's the part of her wanting to have a sit down to cleanse her name, because I don't think there's any benefit whatsoever. I think Vrabel is personally, he and Kraft and the Patriots are, I guess, stable enough to walk through this.
Right.
It's my only thing.
Right.
It's messy.
Tim and Mount Juliet on the phone this morning. What's up, Tim?
Hey, guys. Yeah, so I hate it also, especially, I mean, I'm a guy that has kids and a wife, and the last thing I would want is them having to go through this every 3 days with a new bombshell coming out. Important to note, however, the reason that's going to keep happening, and it keeps happening, is because they haven't come out and squashed this yet. Like, Vrabel went on his one-day sabbatical during the draft, and I don't know if they expected people to be like, oh, okay, Vrabel's healed now. This is a non-story. No, I mean, this is going to keep happening. Apparently, this was going on for a long time, and this is going to keep providing more and more content throughout the summer until they do something to stop it, because it's the off-season and there's not much else to talk about until training camp starts. So I feel bad for all the family members involved. Obviously, we don't feel bad for Vrabel. He's an idiot. Why he would do all this, we don't know. But, yeah, I mean, if they're not going to come out and like actually do something to stop the stories from keeping on escalating, then it's going to keep on escalating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Tim. I think within reason, right? I mean, even if Diana Rossini goes on a podcast and apologizes, I mean, if we still get more gory details, like TMZ doesn't care. They're just going to keep reporting.
She has zero benefit of that.
I mean, at this point,
Zero.
It's kind of a catch-22 for her, because if she does want to start a new project, the best way to start it would be to tell the story, and you would have the world in the palm of your hand and people that want to hear the story of what really was going on. But obviously, at the same time, you're dragging your own name through the mud in order to do that. So that's not really in her best interest either. So
the collateral damage would be more.
Right.
It would be worse.
I don't expect to hear from her on the record about all of this anytime soon.
I'll say this. I've had teammates personally deal with stuff on the field. Like, okay, of course, just for instance, without naming their cases, I've played with Mike Vick. I've played with Antonio Brown. I've played with Ben Roethlisberger. I've played with Marquise Pouncey that's gotten suspended before as well. And even myself, like I unintentionally hit somebody in the back of the legs, and I got like death threats over a preseason game. What I'm saying as far as the Vrabel side of this goes to me is he going in and out of those stadiums, walking to and through those tunnels. The sideline heckling at the New York Jets or at the Tennessee Titans stadium this year, correct? No. They played the Titans this year.
Yeah, they're here.
Yeah, they're here.
They were here last year.
Yeah, last year. Or going down to Miami or going up to Buffalo. It's gonna get ugly. Yeah. And like we're paid to ignore that type of stuff is what I'm saying. But it will get loud, especially if they start losing.
How much of that do you really hear in the heat of the moment? I imagine in a game, maybe not as much, but
you can cover yourself when you're winning. When you losing, your sideline is quiet. You hear everything. Like there's so much stuff I've heard, and like NFL fans are mean. Respectfully, they are. Well, you got the end zone boys here probably can't wait to get their hands on Mike Vrabel walking through a tunnel. As much as people here love it. What I'm saying is this: the amount of people that will praise you, they can't wait to mock you on the back end of that thing. Like, I'm looking at their 2026 away schedule. They got to go to the Bills. The Bears are going to have their day with them. The Chiefs will have a day. Miami will. Jets, Jags, Seahawks. They're going to have a day.
Titans not set to play the Patriots in 2026. They will go to New England in 2027.
Yeah.
Home opponents this year, just while we're talking about it: Houston, Indy, Jacksonville, Cleveland, Jets, Eagles, Steelers, Commanders. Coming to Nashville this year.
Yeah.
615-737-1045. Shifting gears to much more wholesome headlines coming up. Way too early bowl projections and big spenders in college hoops via On3 after this. Ramon Will rolls on here at hour number 1, 615-737-1045, hour number. How early is too early for bowl projections? Because On 3's Brett McMurphy had post-spring bowl and college football playoff predictions yesterday and has Tennessee headed to Jacksonville for the Gator Bowl against SMU. The expectation via On 3 for the 2026 season. I think that's about right, wouldn't you say?
No doubt about it. I'm here for it.
Probably an 8-win season?
8-win?
7-8-win season?
I go there. Yeah, above 7.
I mean, I think that's probably what gets you in the Gator Bowl.
It is.
Maybe 9 wins.
I'll take the Gator Bowl. Would you?
Yeah, well, sure. Why not? I mean, plenty of reasons why not. But yeah, I mean, you could do worse.
You could do worse.
You could also do better.
Well, I was hoping respectfully that was going to be the case this year, even though I enjoyed coming to the Music City Bowl this year. It was an easy trip for us or whatever. But I do think it's kind of early to be doing bowl predictions.
Oh, there's no question.
Because the only reason I bring it up is because, again, who's the surprise team? That's always the case this year. Who's the surprise team that have done it the way Indiana did? And I know they're like the story, the belle of the ball of, hey, look at us. But, like, there's going to be some team that gets into that conversation. We thought it was going to be BYU last year, but not the case, though.
Yeah, it's interesting, the spot we're in. It feels like that phrase we just said. Yeah, it could be worse. It also could be better. It's kind of the motto of Tennessee football heading into 2026.
No doubt.
Things could be worse. They could also definitely be better.
Dude, would you feel better about it if you had a veteran quarterback, respectfully to the two young fellas?
100%. Sam Levitt?
Sam
That's
Levitt.
the veteran quarterback they wanted.
I know. I do look back at the Brendan Sorsby thing because that was real for a little bit.
Bullet dodged.
I'm talking about Teflon.
Either way, you would be having a George McIntyre Faison Brandon quarterback battle right now.
You would be.
If Brendan Sorsby had signed here.
But that's where I am, too, on the Vols' upcoming season. Like, I feel like they will be better. I feel like there will be a good product out there, but how good will it end up being? Because the opponents that you have this year, depending on what, of course, Texas, LSU, and all the likes, Vanderbilt, and everybody else included in this conversation look like, you escaped Florida, you escaped Georgia this year. I don't
want to escape Florida.
No, I'm with you there. But to me, in history, that's always been the big three: the Georgia, Florida, Alabama games. Those right there were stressful. Those right there, even in retirement for me, it's just like we got to get 2 of the 3. That's the conversation. Get 2 of the 3 of those.
Sure. Because it used to always be the first goal of every Tennessee football season was win the East.
Win the East.
Because if you win the East, then you're in a position to probably also obtain all of your other goals within reason. Obviously, the season you guys did win the East, you wouldn't have been headed to the national championship game had you finished the job against LSU, but would have been headed to the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, Sugar Bowl. Mm-hmm. I wanted the BCS Bowl so bad. That's all I'd have heard. But all this, how cool the gifts was and how big of a show the BCS Bowls were. But usually to that point, though, of like Florida not being on it, it usually started third weekend during the season or fourth with Florida. And then a couple of weekends later, it would be Georgia in that conversation. Mm-hmm. And depending on where you were, that Bama game became that much more hotter.
You used to learn who you had as a team in Knoxville against Florida.
Yes, you did.
This year, it'll be week 2 against Georgia Tech. And really, in a more true way, the 2 weeks later against Texas.
Yeah. And
at the end of September.
The Georgia Tech one's in Georgia. Mm-hmm. At Tech, Atlanta.
There'll be a lot of Tennessee fans there, too, though.
Yeah, no doubt. That's an easy trip. I mean, going back to last year's game and the kickoff against Syracuse.
Yeah.
That Mercedes-Benz Stadium against Syracuse was a Vol reunion, the way I heard about it.
Sure. More projections from Brett McMurphy. Alabama, Clemson in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Neither fan base would love that. Music City Bowl will be Ole Miss, Nebraska. And Vanderbilt is not in a bowl game, according to Brett McMurphy's projections.
He said that. We didn't say that, y'all.
That's correct.
We respect Vanderbilt out here.
I mean, I would say Brett McMurphy probably does too. He just doesn't have him in a bowl game.
It's just that we would get hate for saying, hey, you said Vandy's not going to make it.
I'll still get hate for it.
Brett McMurphy's bold on that one. No bowl for Vandy?
I don't know how bold that really is, to be honest with you. With the schedule that they have and 114th in college football and returning offensive production, nationally the narrative on Vandy is going to be, okay, no more Pavia. That was fun. See ya. Locally, we know that what they have built, I think, is sustainable.
For sure.
And that is a good talent acquisition front office.
Yeah.
With Barton Simmons and Clark Lee and the job that they've done to put teams together and find veteran players, especially on the line of scrimmage. Vandy has the money to continue competing in the same neighborhood. Maybe not in the same house that they stayed in last year, but in the same neighborhood. I don't think 10 wins is the expectation. I do think 7 or 8 wins can be the yearly expectation and standard. And I think they probably do make it to a bowl game, to be honest with you. I think they'll piece it together again. But to say that not having Vandy to bowl game is a bold prediction, I don't think it's all that bold, to be honest with you.
I got you. I guess to me, the biggest issue in this article is, or the biggest controversy is the Alabama-Clemson side of it. You mentioned, like, respectful. I know Duke's got an awesome, catchy commercial on here on the stadium. It's the Duke, it's a song about Mayo. Love that song, okay? Hadn't had Duke's yet, I'll be real with you. But with that being said, Will, Bama and Clemson in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Like, Bama, get ready to learn Kalen DeBoer fired, like buyout at this point. He just got an extension.
Their win total is 8.5. Vandy's to that point is 5.5.
Okay.
So if you think it's bold that Vandy is, not saying you specifically because we can't bet, neither of us.
No.
But if you out there think that it's bold to say that Vandy over 5.5 wins is, or under 5.5 wins is a bold prediction, you can get Vandy over 5.5 at FanDuel for -140.
Yeah.
Plus 114, Vandy did not make a bowl game.
For sure.
615-737-1045. Johnny in White House. What's going on?
Morning, Johnny.
Good morning, guys. As always, Mo, go Vols.
Go Vols.
But listen to this real quick. It cracks me up with sports media, man. You guys have always been top-notch. I think y'all are the best in the country by far.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know why we're talking about bowls. It gets people started with football earlier. But there's a big bowl that nobody's talking about. It's called the Love Truck Stop Toilet Bowl. I really believe Babs is going to hate when I say this, but Auburn's going to beat it because Auburn sucks. Go Vols. But, hey, listen, I will tell you this. This whole Vrabel thing is just, to me, it's as a fan, it's annoying. Like, who cares? Like, if this guy wants to live like that in his private life, let him. But here's the key to this, the media. They've done this forever, and it's going to keep being this. Controversy creates cash.
Yeah.
Go Vols, Moan. Y'all have a good day. I love y'all. It's going to be a beautiful day today. Keep rocking, and always go Titans. Love you guys.
Yes, sir. Love you, Johnny. See, I'm my simper. Will, don't take offense.
Hey, go
to
Vols,
that.
Johnny. Sorry, go Vols.
Will isn't alone.
Sitting here like, what are we talking about? I'm also a Tennessee alumnus.
That ain't number. He's from White House.
Dang it.
That ain't number Simple Sumner love right there.
Great, kind, intelligent people.
Listen, just a little bit Davidson versus Sumner right there, man. That's all.
Full playoff projections from, which, by the way, when he said Love's Truck Stop, I thought he was going to say the Love Bowl will be played between Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel. That's going to be their Turkey Bowl at Christmas or at Thanksgiving.
Why would you?
College football playoff projections. Look, he said Loves. I thought that's what he was saying.
I did too.
North Dakota State, Oregon in the 12-5. Texas Tech, A&M. Ooh, it's a lot of oil money. In the 9-8. Penn State, Texas would be the 11 versus 6. Penn State in the year of our Lord 2026 in the playoff. I don't know about all that. Oklahoma, Indiana would be the 7-10. Quarterfinals, Fiesta Bowl, Brett McMurphy has Notre Dame, Texas. Cotton Bowl, Georgia, Oregon. Rose Bowl, Ohio State, Indiana again. And Peach Bowl, Miami, Texas A&M.
Okay.
There you go. On 3 also has some notes from Pete Nakos. College basketball's $20 million roster era. Tennessee, Louisville, Texas, Duke. The teams written about as big spenders around the $20 million club in college basketball in the 26-27 season. In the $10 to $15 million range, Indiana, North Carolina, A&M, Miami, Arizona, Michigan, UConn, Houston, South Carolina. The teams mentioned by Pete Nakos.
South Carolina.
Between 10 and 15 million.
Okay. All right.
Sean Miller apparently went on the Field of 68 podcast and said he believes there are 20 to 25 teams spending upward of $20 million on their rosters this year. An ACC front office staffer told On3 they expect roughly 15 programs to exceed $20 million and 25 programs to top $15 million. Sources told On 3 that Juke Harris, the number one player in the portal, is expected to make an upward of $4 million next season at Tennessee.
Yeah, I could believe that.
Apparently, Tennessee around $18 million and could eventually cross 20, depending on the final pieces that they add.
Did you see Mark Pope getting slandered again yesterday as well?
Yes, I did. That's every day on the internet right now.
I know, but apparently he went to Tel Aviv to meet an international player, and he went to dinner with the player and said the player texts his people and was like, yo, this is a corny guy.
And that he was already committed somewhere else.
To LSU.
Yeah.
And that just came out that he's going to LSU as well. He took some player fishing, and apparently the player didn't want to go fishing and stuff as well. Like he's got a real hard way of gauging the young athletes these days. Tough situation to be in for Kentucky basketball. Right?
I can tell you really hate that for him. 615-737-1045, live from the 1045 The Zone Circus Sports Studio. Kentucky's largest sports book can now be found at Circus Sports at Kentucky Downs. An ESPN writer lists a Titans starter as a veteran on the hot seat after the draft, entering the 2026 season. We'll talk about that next.
It's Ramon Foster, and I'm with Aaron from United Structure Systems. Man, they came by today to check out my house. If there's any issues, small or big, you're gonna fill us in there.
We can take care of it no matter what kind of problems. So first off, we'll just kind of take a look through your house and see what kind of issues you got going. You know, cracks in the brick, cracks in the drywall, weird spots in the floor, doors sticking, windows not opening properly. Once we identify those areas, we're going to do a thorough inspection around the outside, make sure there's no issues going on with that. And then once we look over it, we'll talk about what's going on, and hopefully we ain't got no issues, and then we'll go from there.
Let's go. Let's go.
Ms. Foster, so we have looked at the issues that you brought up. We had the drywall in the attic up here above your bonus or your garage. You had some doors sticking.
I did.
Going in your bathroom. So we've inspected all that. We don't see any major structural concerns. So you're going to be one of our lucky good news customers today. There is some minor deflection there. That's not an uncommon thing. As any house is built, it's its biggest and its strongest the day that it's born. Gotcha. Right? And from that point, it just gets older, just like us. We ain't hopping up out of bed, taking off down the hallway, running upstairs anymore.
Not protecting quarterbacks anymore.
No.
Opening up late. We're done.
Your guard ain't there no more.
Okay,
so,
I got you.
So it just happens. It gets a little older and it starts to deflect. Now, there are some things we can do to kind of help adjust those doors, mainly adjusting in the door, which we don't necessarily do, and maybe doing some light shimming in the crawl space down there to address those sticking doors. But for now, no major issues there. We did talk about the grading in the back and some issues that we can take care of back there for you. But that's pretty much up in a nutshell. No big issues and you're good to go. So.
Awesome. So again, what you deal with United Structural Systems is it's upfront, it's honest, and now I can sleep peacefully at night, okay?
This is a different court, Blair. Same result, Slay. Okay, Blair. See, that's Tyler Tanner. See, Tyler Tanner's in the house now.
Let's see what you got. Jury's out, Blair.
Blair, come on. Okay, Blair, just come sit down. Come on, Blair. Blair, stop. You're going to get hurt. Blair, get off the court. That's enough.
What's the verdict, Blair?
The courtroom is where I play ball.
Boy, Durham, injury law. And that ain't got no rules.
.703, good morning, live from the Circus Sports, the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. NBA playoffs round 2 Wednesday night. The New York Knicks take a 2-0 lead over the Philadelphia 76ers after winning 108-102. Point guard Jalen Brunson scored 26 points in the win for the Knicks. The 76ers were missing center Joel Embiid. Game 3 tomorrow night in Philadelphia. Then in the nightcap, the Spurs dominated the Timberwolves 133-95, handing Minnesota their worst playoff loss in franchise history. Spurs center Victor Wembanyama scored 19 points and secured 15 boards in the win as San Antonio goes on to tie the series up at 1 game apiece. Tomorrow night, Game 3 in Minnesota. In the second round of the NHL playoffs, the Buffalo Sabres, who are making their first second-round appearance since back in 2007, they continue their impressive postseason run as they go on to beat the Montreal Canadiens 4-2 to take Game 1 on the road. And the late game, the Anaheim Ducks beat the Golden Knights 3-1 to tie their series up at 1 game apiece. Their series will now shift to Anaheim for Game 3 tomorrow night. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Away we go into hour number 2 on this Thursday morning edition of Ramon and Will. Streaming live at 104.5 The Zone TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. The number is 615-737-1045. Coming up in 15 minutes, the Ramon and Will draft returns. If you've never been here with us for this, snake draft on a topic of our choosing. You all vote on who had the best draft, and it's going to be back weekly, starting today. Off-season topic, something to help us pass the time without football or even football practices happening that we could watch and react to and hear from people about. So today we are drafting GOATs here on the show, coming up in 15 minutes. The best GOATs. Interested to see which direction everyone goes on.
No doubt about it. That's the screaming goats right there. Y'all ever seen like the goat there?
I'm excited for these goats. There's so many
really
different
thought you were just going to wait and draft that. You hit that way earlier than I expected you to.
You don't know it's a fun fact?
What?
That's not actually a goat.
It's not?
It's a sheep.
Then why'd you play it? We're not doing the sheep draft.
Yeah, I know. I'm screaming in excitement, and I share that excitement with this sheep over here.
You shear that excitement with us.
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Yes. Heck yes, Hawk.
Like you shear the wool.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are the.
I didn't say it was good. I just said it was a joke. Yeah.
I was focused on Hawks. Just
no, it's fine. You chose not to laugh. It's okay. You made the conscious decision.
No, like I'm team.
No, it's cool. I'm great. I'm chilling. I'm having a good time.
First, Johnny calls in and say go balls to me and not to you.
No, I think it's hilarious.
Like, no. It's cool.
I'm the only audience I need. Everyone knows that.
But yet I'm the only one actually wearing Tennessee Vols gear today.
You are today. I ain't even got on the shorts today.
Congratulations.
That's crazy work, Hawk. Hey, and I like the old school throwback shirt you got on, man. That was a great joke, Will. Sheer. I
thought it was sheer brilliance. So, an ESPN writer says that the Titans should entertain trade offers for Cody Barton. You agree?
Get a look on Anthony Hill Jr. first. But I've had this conversation before. I mentioned it when we were talking about the Sonny Styles side of it. Like, this is your opportunity to get. And I think, if it does happen, Gus Bradley's giving us the answer. He's looking for athletes across the board. Not saying that Cody Barton isn't one. Like, he has a specific role on this team, in my personal opinion, by being a field general, putting the team in a good way. But, like, naturally, some stuff doesn't come natural for him. The coverage skills, dropping in coverage, I guess, is one of those things in which if you can't upgrade with a younger body, then you do. If they feel like, now here's the other part of it, though, for a guy like Cody Barton. And it's if you feel like you might suffer this year, but absolutely benefit from it later, you go with the younger guy. Like, these are going to be football coaches' decisions by throwing a guy like Anthony Hill into the fire. If he does show that he's athletic enough and smart enough to handle the role of a Cody Barton. But, yeah, I think they have to consider it.
So Ben Solak had a piece at ESPN.com listing veteran starters on the hot seat who after the draft could lose their starting spots. He says Cody Barton played 1,061 snaps last season for the Titans, every single possible snap available to him. He says he wasn't terrible for Tennessee. His coverage metrics were actually quite good. 53.0 passer rating allowed, only 4.8 yards against per target. But Barton has always been more wily and assignment sound than he is athletically talented. And Ben Solak says the lack of speed impacted his ability to beat blockers to the point of attack and get involved in plays at the sideline. For new coach Robert Saleh, who needs his linebackers to flow fast, Barton's current legs might be disqualifying. Second-round linebacker Anthony Hill Jr. has that sort of speed, but critically, he was a multi-year signal caller at the heart of the Texas defense. Ben Solak says he seems better suited to slide into Barton's shoes at middle linebacker than Cedric Gray's spot at weak side linebacker, but I would wager both jobs are up for grabs in different combinations as Saleh explores the best version of his roster in 2026. If Barton is indeed shelved for Hill, expect trade calls, Ben Solak says.
For sure. This roster is ever changing the way I look at it. Like, some of these guys aren't Mike Borgonzi's guys. And now that Chad Brinker's no longer in the building as well, as far as drafting a guy like Cedric Gray or being in that position. Like, the one thing is, though, Mike Borgonzi did bring in or help bring in Cody Barton and was okay in seeing some production in it.
For Denard Wilson's defense. Cody
Barton is not a bad player. He's a real good player. His contract justified that. It's like 3 for $21 to $22 million. Like, he's
solid guy to have in the building, too.
Solid guy to have in the building. But getting the DNA of this defense together, guys will be challenged. I saw this happen with Hines Ward and Emmanuel Sanders. Like, that era right there of Mike Wallace. Like, you finally at some point start phasing older guys out. And Cody's, as they mentioned in this article, he's not the most athletic guy. He's serviceable and get the job done. It's a matter of, are you getting better or are you getting worse in this league? And if they feel like Anthony Hill Jr. makes them a better product on the field, they're going to go with the young guy, even if they suffer a little bit, because time on task, as Coach Mack would like to say from time to time, it matters in this league. And if you got a young, talented guy that needs development, you can't do that by putting him on the sideline or just taking away from his reps. Will your defense probably take a hit on 1 or 2 plays where he has a mental lapse because he's a young guy? Yeah, but you are planning on being stronger later with this type of move.
Right.
You for that conversation, you want to leave it alone right now, stop taking hits at the team?
No, I'm for it in October.
In October, okay.
I'm not for it any sooner than that. I think the only world where you moved Cody Barton before kind of trade deadline time would be if you really just are blown away by not only Anthony Hill Jr., but also another player at inside linebacker during training camp. You would need to feel good about your third and fourth linebackers, similarly to the way you would need to feel about Anthony Hill Jr. Like, if James Williams and Anthony Hill Jr. both are taking big steps forward, then sure, pick swap Cody Barton, maybe get a 6 for Cody in July if somebody gets hurt. Not July, probably more like late August, to be honest with you. Similar timeline to when the Titans added Ernest Jones.
Okay.
The first time around.
Yeah.
Before they then flipped him and got an even better pick for Ernest Jones out of camp. But I think this is going to be more of a trade deadline if things go south and you're out of contention by the end of October. Hey, who is somebody calling you about Cody Barton? I think you take those calls then. I'm not sure you need to take those calls now. The earliest you would take those calls, I think, is end of training camp if you're just blown away by your linebacker room.
Yeah, and that's where they got to figure out what they're going to be. Like you said, I've seen rookies come in and make a vet look like he was aged out in the league. This happens. It's a common thing. And it's a young man's league as well. You have Mohamed Diabate as well on this team. And they brought in guys they felt like they were able to go and compete. What I will say is this. The guy, if he steps up and actually learns how to play the role and can mentally digest everything that's coming his way, like James Williams is a guy that you want in one of these roles at the second level. What is he going to be like when the coaches put a lot of stuff on his plate? And physically, is he at that point to where he can still handle this? Because I do think this defense is suited for a guy like him.
It's fair. I think it is too.
I was not worried about Cody at all. But when we started having the Sonny Styles conversation, and I'll speak for myself, was making sense of why you would go after him, Cody was the odd man out. When they drafted Anthony Hill in the second, this conversation comes up again. So that's not a throwaway pick. Like the second round pick and where the athleticism of a guy like Anthony Hill plays into the part in which a team could move on fast.
A second round pick they traded up for.
Tells you a good bit. Now, it was starting to be a run on inside linebackers, so they had to go get a guy. But this defense in which Gus Bradley and Robert Saleh wants, he gave us that answer. They want athletic guys, not just position-specific roles. Like the flexibility. Like, I don't know how comfortable they feel either by bringing Cody up to the line of scrimmage or dropping him back, even though his PFF grade was solid.
615-737-1045. We draft the best GOATs in sports and just in the world for the Ramon Will draft that returns coming up next.
We've got a huge announcement from Two Rivers Ford, man. Just in, Two Rivers Ford is now offering employee pricing for everyone. That means you pay what they pay on almost every new Ford on the lot. And at Two Rivers Ford, what you see is always what you get. They don't do things like adding expensive accessories or tack on service packages to increase the price of the vehicles. Not at all. Two Rivers Ford is upfront and honest every single time. And now they're offering you employee pricing. There's no better time to buy American. There's no better dealership than Two Rivers Ford, the locally owned and operated for over 40 years and home of the non-commissioned sales team. What that means is they don't feel pressure to sell you a vehicle at all. If you like it, they'll give you all the information about it. If you don't like it, want to take a test drive and just leave the lot, they're totally okay with that. And also, they're, again, now home of employee pricing for everybody that walks on the lot for new vehicles. They're local, honest, and real. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%, and most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, it's Will Bolding. Here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit cards, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. And here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long, drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at near 3-year lows, so act now. Go to loanpronto.com, see how much you can get in about 60 seconds. That's Loan Pronto with 2,800 five-star Google reviews. Call 615-499-5780 or visit loanpronto.com. 615-499-5780 online at loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. Ramon Will on 104.5 The Zone. Hour number 2 on your Friday Junior. 615-737-1045, our number. Joe writes it and says, everyone says they're tired of talking about the draft until it's over and you start talking about your favorite colors. No one's talking about their favorite colors. It's going to be okay. We are doing a draft of goats. He says, greatest of all time, Mount Rushmore, all variations of what is your favorite color. Well, it's going to be all right.
This is, to be quite honest with you, I mean, it's like barbershop talk or guys sitting around the back porch watching a game or ladies saying who's the best to ever do it. Like that conversation right here, what we're about to have never goes out of style. And we do a sports show, my brother. So this is just a text because on this one, how far down the list do we get? That's the question I have. How many rounds are we doing on this one?
4 rounds.
4 rounds.
Same rules as always. Snake draft, 4 rounds. Myself, you, Justin.
And there's a little bit of a competition behind this one. I got a long list, and I'm going to try to be very strategic on how I do this one, though, too. But it's a fascinating approach to who's the GOAT. I'm a poet, and I didn't know it. That's all I had as far as I was going on.
Joe said, I was simultaneously laughing at people who get exhausted by draft talk, even though it fills a lot of holes, as well as simultaneously respecting us and our hustle. Sometimes the struggle is real. I get that.
I appreciate that, Joe.
Absolutely.
Joe, we good people, man.
You'll be all right.
You're a solid dude. We're going to get through it.
Absolutely right.
And if you hate listen, that's even better as well.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Or tell us how we're wrong.
Sure. All right. The GOAT draft. We're going to decide who goes first here. Let's see. Oh. Are you doing something or am I? Okay.
I thought you were deciding.
Pick a number, Ramon, between 1 and 10.
6.
Justin?
7.
2 for me. That number is 9.
Hawk wins.
So Justin first, Ramon second, me third. That's perfectly fine.
Right. That works.
First pick on the GOAT draft, Justin. Go for it.
All right, so we're going to go all the way to South Africa.
Oh.
The boar goat weighs 300.
You're going to lose this.
What?
You already lost. Go ahead.
Did I get confused here? Okay, fine. These will be my alternate picks. I'll tell you about them later. I really did some digging on these goats, too. There's so many goats out there in this world. I mean, it's crazy.
You're going to make your pick. Shot clock.
Michael Jordan.
Shot clock. Michael Jordan has 1-1.
He took it.
Wow.
The 6-time NBA champ.
Okay.
We're going to go with Michael Jordan.
That's a bold strategy to take someone who's not even the GOAT in their sport. Number 1 overall.
Oh, is that so?
Hey, don't do that. Don't do that.
This is what, look, the whole debate started, I think it was back in like 2015, 2016, of Michael Jordan versus LeBron James. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't even have this debate without the start of Michael Jordan. So Michael Jordan is the GOAT.
What year is it now?
2026.
Oh, okay. That's all that matters. I don't care what debates we were having in 2016.
So goats change. Oh, I see. Okay.
Well, yeah, when new people are born. I mean, Tom Brady had to take that away.
LeBron James wasn't born in 2016.
What?
His career
he had been born, yes.
Yeah, right. His career also wasn't born in 2016.
In 2016? Yeah, it had. In 2016, you could make the argument that LeBron was already the GOAT. I mean, it wouldn't have been as true.
Oh, it's Jordan all day long. Mm-hmm. Easy. All day long it's Jordan. It's okay to be wrong in this one.
For those of you also who ask about why we chose this as our first topic, there's a rule when you host a radio show, kind of like how restaurants have to do like their health code violations. Got to have at least one GOAT segment per year in order to keep your accreditation as a radio show. So this is our GOAT segment for the year.
No doubt.
Next year, maybe we'll do it in like November. I don't know.
November? No, it's middle of football season. I know it's tongue-in-cheek right there.
Yeah, I was kidding.
Yeah, for sure.
Go ahead.
I got your Hawks and everybody else's favorite player. Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh, interesting.
Number 1 pick.
Okay.
The GOAT. Just all across the board. No scandals, no roids, no anything. Just pure baseball vibes. He's taking the best picture the Masters has seen in a while last year as well. When Rory won it too, he got credited for that. I mean, the man is crushing life. Okay, I played with a son in Pittsburgh and everything. I mean, just out the way. Ken Griffey Jr., and he's a pilot these days.
So I do like Griffey, but again, you are also taking a player who is very debatable. Like, y'all are both taking an interesting strategy with this. On debatable of being the GOATs of their sport.
Griffey set the board for everybody.
Sure, but he's not the best player to ever play baseball.
To me, he is. This is my GOAT. I didn't talk about your GOAT. Listen, you might like Curry GOAT.
That's why this is so subjective.
It is. That's what I'm saying. Like you're going for it. I'm going for
I do agree. I do agree that there are subjective GOATs, but I'm surprised that y'all didn't pick the obvious ones first.
There's no obvious when you're speaking of Griffey and Jordan. Just to be like all the way honest with you, like the best to ever do it, like he's in the GOAT. That's what's so beautiful about the GOAT conversation too, is everybody categorizes it their way.
Frank on YouTube says Will is just trying to stir people up. Ignore him.
I love it. Love it. Come on, Will.
This is
who
why
you
these
got?
debates are so fun.
Who you got? Just say the obvious.
Tom Brady was my first pick. Easy.
Griffey
Cheater.
never had a deflate gate.
Yeah, it's true.
Griffey never had a spot gate.
Super Bowls.
He's in the hall already. Okay?
And the one that I think is the GOAT of all GOATs, I think there is one athlete in North American sports
Don't say it.
who is the most obvious greatest of all time in any of our major sports, and that is the great one.
Don't say it.
Wayne Gretzky.
Oh, that
not
is
even
not who I
debatable.
thought you were going to say.
Not even remotely debatable. Wayne Gretzky.
But yes, 100%. I agree with that.
I'm with you there.
But also, that's not
I
who I
roll
thought
with
you
you
were
there.
going to say.
If it wasn't it, doesn't he have the stat? If you took away all of his goals, he would still be points leader.
Yeah.
in NHL history.
Yeah.
It's got an insane
I'd have
stat
to look up
line.
how many assists
Ridiculous.
he has, but yeah, it's like over 1,000.
Totally
I
ridiculous.
almost thought about putting Sidney Crosby on my list just to play heel a little.
See, now that
would have been a hot
You know
take.
what?
Like,
Do that and
flaming
see how
hot
Predators
take.
fans vote
Good
for your
gracious,
vote for
don't-
your
do not
your team.
do that.
Just saying.
Man, look, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott, you don't do that.
It warmed my heart the other day seeing him get knocked out.
Okay.
Warmed my heart. Second pick, Ramon, for you.
Man, easy right here. Easy. I know it's hard times for our guy, and he's taking a little bit of a public hit as of late, man, but you
Mike
can't.
Vrabel?
Not that one. Not that one.
Okay.
We're good on that one. He's taking public hits as well, but this one's been a little down. Tiger Woods, y'all.
He was on my list.
Tiger Woods. I'm glad I could take one from you.
He is definitely on my list.
Tiger Woods.
Again,
y'all.
though.
Stop. Don't you do that. Don't you dare do that.
What are you going to say,
That
Jack
man-
Nicklaus?
Yeah, Jack Nicklaus has more
Don't
majors.
do that, man. Talking about single-handedly changing the game out
No,
here.
I agree with you. He's on my
Yeah.
list. He's on my list.
He's your favorite player's favorite player.
That's true.
Come on.
That's true. All right,
on.
Justin, 2 picks in a row.
So I'm in a conundrum now. How has the other NBA player made it back to me? I can't take him because then I can't have two of the same athletes.
Okay. I mean, there are no rules to this other than it's a snake draft and it's 4 rounds.
Gosh, I don't know.
And afterwards, we're going to do undrafted picks.
You
What am I
thought
gonna
we
have?
were going
Am I
to do
gonna
what
have a
you thought
debate
we were
with my
going to
own
do.
list? Is that what I'm going to have to do? To have the debate with my own
maybe.
list?
If your list is trash, then just say that.
All right, we're going to go here. We're going to go the greatest athlete
What you got for me?
in MLS at the moment, Lionel Messi.
I think that's anti-Nashville. You're going to lose.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
it, though?
crazy.
It's crazy.
I
If you
figured
just
do a little
look
bit better
in terms
than
of historical sports across the world, Lionel Messi is the GOAT. Is the GOAT. And if we start having this Cristiano Ronaldo, the guy who just whines every time he gets touched, I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, I would hope you whine. Okay. You got another pick.
Third pick.
I sure do.
Take 2 in a row.
Let's go with the hero, the American hero, one of the all-time leader in gold medalists, Michael Phelps.
Not bad.
He's on my list.
I respect it.
Not many can do what he did.
I respect it.
I grew up watching Michael Phelps every 4 years, I should say,
not many
in the
can do.
Olympics, and fantastic.
Not many can do what he did,
All right.
man.
Michael Phelps, 3rd round pick.
8 medalists in 1 Olympics.
That's right.
In Beijing.
8 golds.
Was it 8 golds?
I thought so. Yeah, because didn't it, like the relay,
Phelps.
he got right at the very last second.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't
You're
it
right.
like 16 medals he's gotten as well, though? I thought it was way many.
Yeah,
than that.
8 gold medals in a single Olympics broke Mark Spitz's 1972 record of 7.
Yeah.
Completed in 17 races over 9 days. Not bad.
This next one's going to absolutely just send y'all off the
Why don't you just take the
platform.
obvious?
Who's out?
There are
You
a
want me
lot
to say
of obvious
LeBron?
left.
You want me to say LeBron?
Go
on this
ahead.
one?
Take your 3rd pick.
My 3rd pick, standing at 6'5", did what others have never done before.
Okay.
Just jumped on the scene, and every event he went in, you just put a G next to his name.
Okay.
Gold. The man's so cold, there are flashes that come from the sky. They call him the lightning bolt. When you see him, he looks at you and go by you. No one other than Usain.
Damn.
Bolt.
That was my next pick.
Easy work out here, Will.
That was my next pick.
Try keeping up out here, man.
I can't believe you got that away from me.
World record in the 100,
Yeah,
the
he is the GOAT.
150,
He's the
200, 300, and 400.
He's
When
the
he
GOAT.
entered into the Olympics, just call him Big Gold out here, okay? Just the 100, 200.
And in his last ever race, he got beat by two Vols, Justin Gatlin and Christian Coleman.
They wanted to test him on that one, is all I'm saying.
Kevin on Twitter says, Will says Tiger isn't the GOAT because of majors victories, but previously said LeBron over Jordan. Yes, Kevin, that's because I'm trying to rile you up.
Can't believe
mind
you
me.
forgot about Jesse Owens.
Don't
mind
tell
me.
him. Jesse, now Jesse is in the conversation.
I also
pioneer.
I will die on the hill that if Jesse Owens had today's surfaces and spike technology, he would have been right there with you.
Right there with you saying?
I think so.
I mean, that man
Just
put
my
the
opinion.
country on his back, though. Can we just acknowledge
Jesse Owens?
that?
Oh,
Jesse,
absolutely.
Man put the country literally
Absolutely.
on his back at a time in which
Goat.
the world needed that.
GOAT.
I will do the easy thing and take LeBron James
I'm
Can't believe he made it this
shocked
for
that
my third pick. You know what? When value is on the board, when a 1-1 talent makes it to you in the third round, you just got to take him.
I'm
You
with
just got to
there.
take him. So I've got Tom Brady, Wayne Gretzky, LeBron James. I could go a lot of different directions here.
You got two picks here?
No, I get two in a row. I just have one left. A lot of good options. There are some people on wheels. There are some broadcasters that I had considered, to be honest with you. There are video game characters and movie characters that I had considered here.
Michael B. Jordan.
What?
Hell yeah, Hulk.
What?
Hell yeah, Hulk. Make it weird, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Jump in there. That's what I'm talking about.
We're going to go with someone who maybe trophy-wise isn't number one all time. But what if they'd had the opportunity to? What if they'd survived a horrific wreck? Yes, I'm talking about Dale Earnhardt Jr. Not Junior. Dale Earnhardt.
Senior.
Yeah, Dale Earnhardt Sr. My final go.
Intimidator.
Because he is the type of athlete who transcends the trophies, transcends the accolades themselves. He is larger than life.
Literally
Don't forget about his
push people.
mustache.
Gone far too soon.
Stash is tough.
Dude.
I'm talking
Fantastic
about
stash.
bullied people out there. Okay,
Dale
Cars.
Earnhardt Sr.
Did it better than almost anybody to ever do it.
His stash itself is GOAT.
That's tough, Will. I got to give it to you on that one.
you.
That is a solid selection right
Thank
there.
you.
And you're hitting every avenue of like voters too.
That's exactly
You're
the
really
point.
acting like a politician out
I
here.
did probably really split my demographic when I went LeBron and Dale Sr. back to back, because I would imagine that, respectfully, most Dale Sr. fans are going to be Michael Jordan over LeBron fans.
Probably.
Yeah, just
Probably.
demographic-wise.
But the list is tough though.
I've got Tom Brady, Wayne Gretzky, LeBron, and Dale Sr. Ramon, your final pick, please.
This is tough because somebody dropped it in the chat right there. Lindsay did.
We're opening the chat. What are we talking
No,
about?
I'm just saying. I'm just
Oh,
one of the
that's
selections that I have on my
crazy.
list. That's crazy, Will, that you would call me out like that. Serena's there. I'm not picking that one. This next selection goes to a person who fell off, came back. She didn't fall off, but the expectations were so high
Okay.
that you had to challenge her in a way. And in those moments, she got criticized publicly. There were moments in which, hey, you question if she still had it. And she came back and said, watch this. And just went cold, gold after gold. Set schools and standards, Will, that were just higher than almost anybody's ever done in the
I have no
sport.
idea who you're talking about still.
I'm talking about short queen at that.
Who?
Simone Ariana Biles Owens.
That's a good pick.
Simone Biles,
Good
y'all.
pick. It's a good pick.
I mean,
Ramon going the Olympic route.
the fall off that she had,
Pandering
about
to Americans everywhere.
the twisties,
And Jamaicans.
and then to come back in the 2024 Olympics in Paris and get all around gold.
Yeah, that's a good one.
GOAT.
It's a good pick. I had no idea where you're going with
Simone
that.
Biles.
Okay. Justin, All comes down to you. Last
Go
pick
back
of the
to
draft.
the NFL.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Ooh, Mr. Irrelevant. You know what? I'll take that. I like that. Sometimes you got to be a little irrelevant to be a little bit.
No, I'm talking about the last pick is Mr. Irrelevant.
I know.
Okay.
But sometimes you got to be
I'm
a
not
little
calling you irrelevant.
I know you're not. We're going to go back to the NFL.
There is an obvious one still sitting on the board.
We'll talk about it later.
No, I'm seeing if you're going to take him right now.
The best wide receiver
that's the obvious
of
one.
all time. 1,549 receptions,
that's the obvious one.
22,895 receiving yards, 197 touchdowns. I'm only talking about the guy that shares my middle name. It's my middle name. It could be Will's as well, but we'll talk about that later. Jerry Lee Rice.
Jerry Lee.
Yeah, that was the obvious one still on the board for sure.
13-time Pro Bowler, 3-time Super Bowl champion. Amazing.
All right, I like it. So Justin's got Michael Jordan, Lionel Messi, Michael Phelps, and Jerry Rice.
Goat.
Ramon is going Ken Griffey Jr., Tiger Woods, Usain Bolt, Simone Biles.
Cold list.
I've got Tom Brady, Wayne Gretzky, LeBron James, Dale Sr. Who do we miss? Undrafted.
Undrafted, Muhammad Ali.
I thought about Mike Tyson as well, but again, there's
I was deciding between Ali and Rice on that last one.
Randy Johnson was on my list. I know he just went into the Mariners Hall of Fame.
Greg Maddux was another one on my list, best pitcher of all time.
Tough.
Hank Aaron,
Venus Williams.
Ted Williams.
Serena as well.
Roger Federer.
Federer was on my list too. Djokovic would probably be the real GOAT now.
I got position specific and went Jonathan Ogden and also Larry Allen.
That would have been very niche.
Can I give you
Lawrence
my research
Taylor.
that I did for the actual
What
GOATs?
research do you need on this?
Actual GOATs. I've got the best GOATs of all time in terms of actual GOATs. The Boer goat from South Africa weighs 300 pounds. This is the defensive tackles of all goats. They're most popular for their meat, and they have a high growth rate. Then you go down into Switzerland. You've got the Zonen goat. Right. They're the highest milk producer in the world. These are your quarterbacks. Right.
Anyway, what other athletes are?
The Spanish goat. They're highly adapted. They're your offensive linemen of goats because all they do is they clear fields.
I wish I had the ability to send this show.
And then we've got Kiko goat from New Zealand. They're lean and they're high productivity. Okay. These are your running backs of the goat world.
Thank you.
They have 71.5% survival rates. These are the best goats of all time.
Justin,
I'm telling you. I just won right there. I'm off my soapbox.
I had Cheryl Swoops on there on my list.
Candace Parker.
CP3.
Thought about Candace Parker.
I did too.
Lewis Hamilton was another one if I want to go the F1 route.
Yeah.
Somebody wants me to take my brother in Tony Hawk, but I didn't want to.
Tony Hawk was a popular one on our chat.
Was on there. Who else did I have on my list? That was mostly everybody. Oh, Reggie White.
Derek Jeter?
Somebody just said
that. What? They'll go overrated shortstop? Yeah, that's Derek Jeter.
RBI.
What are we talking about?
Hall of Famer.
Derek Jeter.
RBI.
This guy makes one good defensive play in his career.
El Capitan.
Get the heck out of here.
Man. It's cool.
Good player, but no.
Kobe? No.
Who else was on my list?
Yeah, Babe Ruth. I thought somebody might take Ohtani, honestly. Ohtani entering GOAT. He's entering GOAT discussion.
He sure is.
He is entering GOAT discussions.
When his career is over, there won't be another Ohtani like the way that he plays the game of baseball.
Oh, we missed one obvious one.
Who?
We missed one really obvious one. Joey Chestnut.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? That's on us. That's on all of us.
Man, because that man got jaws.
Shame on every single one of us.
Man, Kobe in that conversation?
He's a dog.
Who, Joey Chestnut?
Yeah.
Because he eats a lot of them.
Exactly.
You are what you eat.
Exactly.
So he's supposed to be special because his jaws can unlock like that. And he also TMJ.
He's absolutely supposed to be special.
Man.
Yeah.
Come on, dog.
He's an American hero.
Like every 4th of July. Like these people showing up on this list show up every like 3 months they're showing up.
Getting a lot of votes for Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad, most definitely. Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders, another good one. Yeah.
Sweetness. Walter Payton.
Yep.
Or if you're saying Barry Sanders, you should say Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson.
He would be more college football, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
The legend of Bo is insane.
Yeah.
It was short-lived, but insane.
It was.
You saw literally, not literally, figuratively, a robot in a human body with Bo Jackson.
I thought about going like Al Michaels.
Al Michaels?
Or Vin Scully. Vin Scully is my GOAT broadcaster of all time. He's my all-time favorite.
John Madden, then, for me.
Thought about John Ward.
John Ward.
I would have just been pandering towards Vols fans. Yeah, Pat Summitt, another great one. Another great one.
Pat definitely deserves that one.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Nick Saban. Nobody picked Nick Saban here.
Nobody. I mean, Nick definitely gets that conversation.
Oh, Nick's the GOAT of college football coaching.
I know he's
Don
polarizing. Don Shula.
Vince Lombardi.
Bill Belichick.
A lot of coaches that...
Come on now. Bill.
Now we're back in
just thinking of the different jokes that are... Bill Belichick is the GOAT watcher of adult competitive cheerleading at this point in his life.
This is very true.
Yeah. I'd rather be known for that than what the current Patriots coach is known for.
John Madden.
That's true. John Madden is a good one.
John Madden is a good one.
I think this is a good list. I think it's a good graphic.
That's a real good list right there. I think everybody hit on this one. Again, who had Jordan and LeBron?
Nobody.
No, you had
LeBron.
Yeah, Earnhardt.
I have LeBron. Yeah,
you got Jordan.
I don't want to have a debate with my own list.
My list is solid.
No, that's smart. Once you go one, you can't go the other.
Yeah.
John Bones Jones. I didn't know we was doing MMA like that. Now I would say the Gracie family. I forget the father name, but like the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu that put UFC on the map. They were elite.
That is one thing that I know nothing about.
No, coming up in the 90s, the Gracie family and MMA was tough. That's when they really actually did mixed martial arts. Now it's a lot of entertainment and boxing, and they were putting people down and choking them out.
I did also think about Steve McNair for the GOAT Titan. Crossed my mind.
You did?
You'd
have been pandering a little bit. I got to get that to you.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. No, there's nothing wrong with that.
The head coach of Titans Radio, Coach Mack.
Coach Mack.
The GOAT.
Most definitely. Definitely a big G.
Mm-hmm. These are good lists.
Current guy that's on his way to GOAT status that's playing right now.
Shohei
Not
Ohtani.
LeBron.
Shohei Ohtani. As much as I hate it.
Derek, get in that conversation.
Derrick Henry?
No. Patty Mahomes?
Yeah.
Patrick?
You can make the argument. Shohei Ohtani, Messi, him.
Any current walking NFL GOATs? Von Miller to me.
Not bad.
Von.
Travis Kelce, tight end. You can make the argument.
You can't make the argument for walking GOATs right now.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And, other position, Trent Williams, one of the best left tackles of all time.
Easily.
As long as he's played.
If Will Anderson Jr. continues on, I could see him going in that conversation. Wow. No, I know it's early, but he's done a lot early, Will Anderson. Walking GOATs.
I would have said Justin Tucker, kicker, but he kind of fell off. I won't massage his ego like that.
Do not massage his ego at all.
615-737-1045. Good list. Well done.
Myles Garrett. Yes. Jack Tripper, you're right. Myles Garrett.
Coming up, more headlines as we wrap up hour number 2. A two-way player who is trying to be the GOAT two-way player in NFL history. Going to continue playing two plays. We've got maybe a source-off between the GM of the Jags and reporters talking about Travis Hunter. We'll hit that headline next.
It's Ramon and Will here for Window Nation. Good people. May's weather is pretty nice. But those hot summer days will be here soon. I know we're enjoying the spoils of this nice, cool, long sleeves and short pants weather right now. But I'm here to tell you this. When that hot weather hit, expect high utility bills from your AC running constantly. Don't wait until the heat hits to try and avoid the energy costs right now, man. Will, the pros at Window Nation can help you get new, energy-efficient windows at a great price.
Remote Window Nation's Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 free sale is going on now. You could replace all the windows in your home and get half of them free. You could get 0 down payment and no payments or interest for 2 years as well. You can check out this deal and all the great offers from Window Nation online at windownation.com. During uncertain times, it's one of the best investments you could make in your home. Buy 4 windows, get 4 free now from our friends at Window Nation online at windownation.com. Ramon Will continues, wrapping up the first half of the show on Friday Junior, Thursday morning, 615-737-1045, our number. At Ramon and Will on Twitter, where you can vote for the best GOATs. At Ramon and Will, you have Ramon's team of Griffey, Tiger, Usain Bolt, Simone Biles. Justin's team of Michael Jordan, Lionel Messi, Michael Phelps, Jerry Rice. My team of Tom Brady, Wayne Gretzky, LeBron, and Dale Sr. Available for voting there. So, this was well done.
That was
good first one. Also, I do think that Twitter is weird now on polls, because this says there have been 4 votes, 3 of them for Justin, 1 for Ramon, and I literally voted for myself. And so I don't know how my vote's not been counted, but I will demand a recount now if I lose. So I have enough reason to say, nope, fraudulent.
You voted for yourself already?
Continue the count. Of course I did.
But it's still showing 0%.
Yeah, it is.
Do you have a check mark by your name that you selected it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you still got 0 votes right now. Wow.
Nobody wants you to win.
Right, hold on. Give me 5.
Yeah.
4.
That's tough.
3, 2. Okay, now the zone accounts voted for me. All right, now I've got 1. Or I've got multiple. Yeah, that's right.
Hey, that's tough. That's crazy that in real time you see that they're scamming.
I think I'm going to log in and delete his vote. And
well, you can't do that. That's literally impossible. So
yeah, I don't think you can at this point, Hawk.
James Gladstone says that Travis Hunter will play both ways again this season. There was a report originally that Travis Hunter was going to pick defense. And on the Rich Eisen show, James Gladstone says he is set to play both sides. The piece that I think we can expect to see is actually an uptick in corner usage. Last year, it was a higher volume, higher percentage of wide receiver usage than it was corner. We can expect to see that corner percentile count go up. That's not to say anything impacts his availability and usage on offense. It just means that cornerback usage will increase. I don't know. It just feels like James Gladstone's still trying to pacify Travis Hunter, who clearly wants to play both ways, but there is a clear intention, Ramon, here from the Jacksonville Jaguars for Travis Hunter to be more of a full-time corner and part-time receiver.
That's exactly what it is. I personally think, to your point, Travis isn't ready to let go and just be a one-way player. He's always done this. He was semi-productive with it, but I think with what last year was is an indication of what can continue to happen to him. Like, the more you're out there, of course, the more you expose yourself. The recovery component of it as well plays a part in everything that he's trying to do right now. But the wear and tear on his body, like doing twice as many reps, I think shortens his playing career. I think it puts him in a position where he's exposed a little bit more. I know he's a real good athlete. And again, when we're speaking to just having a GOAT conversation, it's only so many of these people that are born. Everybody else just fights to be really good. And I feel like if he's personally trying to be a GOAT type of player, he needs to specialize in one when it comes down to the NFL. Like, you're not playing against the best 10% of athletes. You're playing against the best 1% of athletes in the NFL. And that's where, to me, being position specific plays into his favor if he chooses to go that route. A coaching staff has to know what's best for players. And I'm not sure if they're doing the best thing for Travis Hunter's career with what they're trying to do right now by playing both sides.
Sure. Yeah, it's interesting. It's going to be fascinating to watch his career continue. I do think the impact of Parker Washington and Jacoby Myers on that offense last year kind of does make Travis Hunter a bit less of a necessity and a bit more of a luxury. Yeah, I'll say that.
But when he's on the field, you know what his role is going to be. If he comes on for 10 reps, about 7 of those are probably specifically for him. It's the only point. Like, you don't become predictable. And if that's the case, too, the ego of almost anybody is like, I'm not your damn decoy.
Well, like, it feels difficult for a player as slightly built as him to take the amount of hits over the middle of the field that he's got to take as a wide receiver. Whereas at corner, if you're doing your job, you are not in full contact the majority of the time that you're playing the game, right?
Yeah. You're not. I agree.
Shutdown corners are taking away a side of the field to where if your guy catches one pass, I know you're making more tackles in the run game, but you're probably getting as little full contact as anybody at any position on the football field at corner, aside from the kicker and punter.
It's just the wear and tear for me. And
Right.
again,
I
say that as a bigger athlete. He's a smaller athlete and has probably been a legit bug all his life and just run and jump and flip and do all of those little things that, guys in his position do. He's probably built for it. I just wouldn't advise it if that was my investment or if I'm Travis and trying to say, because there will come a time in where he's got to decide, does he want to be a high-paid cornerback or a high-paid wide receiver? And teams that don't, the Jacksonville Jaguars that don't know how to do that, they might try to minimize, like, you've just been okay here and just okay at this position. That, to me, is where I would push back on him with the idea that he can be great at both. If he does, man, we'll watch this in real time as one of the best players or athletes to ever play football.
615-737-1045 is our number. Who had the best draft class in the AFC South in 2026? We'll talk about that after this.
8:02, good morning live from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. NBA playoffs round 2 Wednesday night. The New York Knicks take a 2-0 lead over the Philadelphia 76ers after beating them 108-102. Point guard Jalen Brunson scored 26 points for the Knicks in the win, and the 76ers, they were missing center Joel Embiid on the night. Game 3 tomorrow night in Philadelphia. Then in the nightcap, the Spurs went on to dominate the Timberwolves 133-95, handing Minnesota the worst playoff loss in franchise history. Spurs center Victor Wembanyama scored 19 points and secured 15 boards on the win. San Antonio ties the series up at 1 game apiece. Game 3 tomorrow night in Minnesota. Second round of the NHL playoffs on Wednesday night. The Buffalo Sabres are making their first second-round appearance since back in 2007. They continue their impressive postseason run, beating the Montreal Canadiens 4-2, taking Game 1 on the road. Then the late game, the Anaheim Ducks beat the Vegas Golden Knights 3-1, tying their series up at 1 game apiece. Their series will now shift to Anaheim for Game 3 Friday night. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Second half of the show off and running on your Thursday morning. Glad you're with us on a beautiful sunny day in Nashville. The number to jump in is 615-737-1045. Comment section wide open. YouTube.com/1045 The Zone TV or on your YouTube app. We'd love it if you hit the subscribe and follow buttons while you are there. It helps us out quite a bit. Coming up in 15 minutes, former Vol and first-round NFL draft pick Robert Ayers joins us. Before the NFL draft, he was a huge fan of Anthony Hill Jr.
Yeah, he was.
For those of you who didn't hear that original analysis, we'll let you hear it from him firsthand coming up in just a moment. And we'll talk more, Ramon, about how the Robert Saleh defense gets the best out of the linebacker position in a system that was originally known essentially as the Pete Carroll defense.
No doubt about it.
That will be used here by Gus Bradley and Robert Saleh in Tennessee.
Legion of Boom. We knew what it was. What was super fascinating to me is how Gus Bradley spoke about how they tried to make this young guy friendly, which is usually never the case. Teams want to support young guys with a lot of veterans, but the fact that you can get young, eager, defensive players on the field as quick as you possibly can, the output and just energy of those guys, I think is through the roof. Like, I love a veteran-led team, but if you can make it where your young athletes are very successful too, which is what they've done. You look at the track record, those guys have put young guys in positions to earn and eat, starting with that Legion of Boom group. Because that wasn't a veteran group. They were a bunch of young dogs, man. God, what a group that was defensively.
Who had the best draft in the AFC South? Obviously, we're all guessing early on in this process because we've not seen any of these guys play professional football, but I think we could rule out Jacksonville, right?
That's what I was going to say. I like one selection of theirs.
Of Jacksonville's?
Just
Emmanuel Pregnon from Oregon?
Emmanuel Pregnon, who I'm shocked went to the third round.
Yep.
I get it, but
by far the best value Jacksonville got.
No doubt.
On their board. So Nate Borkarcher at pick 56. Consensus board had him 163. T-tackle Albert Regis ranked at 150 on the consensus board. He went 81. Emmanuel Pregnon was 41st on the big board. He goes 88. Safety Jalen Husky, who they picked 87 spots too early. Wesley Williams, who they picked 117 spots too early. Tanner Koziel, Josh Cameron, C.J. Williams, Zach Durfee, and Parker Hughes, the Jacksonville Jaguars draft class. I would say, as far as the consensus goes, easily the bottom of the barrel.
I have to, just looking at the amount of rounds we was going to cover with the with the Titans Radio NFL draft, D-tackle Albert Regis didn't make my top 10 lists as far as even us getting to the third and fourth round. Not saying he won't be successful for him, but to your point, they lightly reach from time to time.
Sure. So from there, you have Houston, who loaded up on the line of scrimmage. Keelan Rutledge, their pick at 26, might have been seen as a bit of a reach, but a big need for a team that is remaking its offensive line for their young quarterback. Caden McDonald, the D-tackle from Ohio State at 36. Marlon Klein, the tight end from Michigan. Their first 3 picks. They added linebackers Aiden Fisher and Wade Woodaz from Indiana and Clemson. Kamari Ramsey, a safety from USC. Lewis Bond from Boston College among their picks. And then you have Indy doubling down on linebacker with C.J. Allen in the second round, Bryce Betcher in the fourth, Kentucky guard Jalen Farmer, LSU safety A.J. Halsey, Seth McGowan, Deion Burks, a couple other SEC names you would know, George Gumbs Jr., another from Florida at edge. Is there a draft that stands out to you, Ramon, as your favorite in the division this year when you compare these to the Titans?
Stands out to me? Probably Houston, because of what you just said they did. They went after more defense in the trenches on that one. I think the Titans probably had the best draft. I will say that. I think they had the best draft of the South. The Keelan Rutledge pick is solid. They need immediate help now. Getting him up to speed for C.J. Stroud is going to be key. I think personally their best draft pick for their team and where they are is probably Caden McDonald out of Ohio State. The value of him was a projected first-round draft pick out of Ohio State. He's productive for them. He fits a system in which he can go and eat and have linebackers feast off of his back as well. He's got some pass rush, not a lot, but he's a force to be taken on up the middle when you view what his capability and athleticism is for them. Best draft, Titans. Best overall just selection of the pick is probably Caden McDonald out of Ohio State for Houston.
I would probably say Houston as well, because I do think with their first really 4 picks being big guys in some capacity, Keelan Rutledge, Caden McDonald, Marlon Klein, and Fabechi Nyewu from Oklahoma, you have a team that is already big and physical and tough, getting bigger, more physical, and tougher. It felt like they could take more supplemental picks that don't necessarily have to fill needs, which allow them to maximize value more so than Indy, who kind of felt like had to just go get linebackers to replace what they've lost at the linebacker position and be a bit more need focused early on in the draft with C.J. Allen, A.J. Halsey, and obviously too, they didn't have a first round pick, so it's harder to say they had a better draft when they don't have that guy.
Right.
I mean, the Houston Texans picked twice before the Indianapolis Colts went on the clock. And they almost picked 3 times before the Colts went on the clock for their first pick.
Yeah. The best pick for me is, they got 2 good selections. Indiana, as far as their draft picks went to me.
Indiana?
Indianapolis.
Okay.
My bad.
I thought you meant Indiana players.
No. Which there were some selections in this year's draft. All of this is new for Indiana. But
true.
I like 2 of their picks. Jalen Farmer, loved him as a guard.
Pick 113 in the 4th round out of Kentucky.
Yep. And then, ironically, Seth McGowan, the running back out of Kentucky as well.
Pick 230.
He's got good speed, balance as well. He can strike and go at almost any point as well. A good, pick for Jonathan Taylor.
Contract here, Jonathan Taylor.
They're finding a cheaper replacement, Raul Rader, which I doubt they let him go.
I don't think Seth McGowan's a Jonathan Taylor replacement.
He's not.
I think he's a Jonathan Taylor compliment.
Just a compliment. But I doubt they let JT leave, though, as well. But they didn't have a whole lot. They gave up selections for Sauce Gardner and stuff like that. They just went in need because Zaire Franklin's not there, too. Getting C.J. Allen up to speed is going to be crucial. I'm interested to know what his body type is going to be able to do in the NFL. I know he ran a good 40 time, but when you watch him, sometimes I feel like side to side is just reaction on the field. It's not 4. What was he, a 4.4? If I'm not mistaken, I think he was.
Seth McGowan?
No. C.J. Allen.
C.J. Allen.
I'm talking about C.J. Allen.
The linebacker.
4.4, yeah. He had a real good time at his pro day at Georgia. But again, he's a Georgia player, defensive player. You know he's going to come in hot and ready to go automatically. It's a matter of how they tie him in and get him caught up to speed. And he's playing the AFC South, again, where I think it's going to be more run-heavy than almost any other division. This division, to me, is shaping up to be a trenches division with nice pieces around it.
You played in the trenches division for 11 years. That was run first, that's for sure. And that one still is, too.
And it's
the AFC North.
But historically, looking at the South, like that plays a part in it. Mobility in trenches is the way I kind of look at it. And usually there's been a nice history, if you look at it in the AFC South, other than Peyton Manning, of having mobile quarterbacks with I'll say defensive focus, but a group of O-linemen that hold up their end of it as well. Yeah.
Speaking of your old team in Pittsburgh, 93.7 The Fan in Pittsburgh.
My people.
Adam Crowley, Doran Dickerson, and Pat Bostic are reporting this morning that Aaron Rodgers will be in Pittsburgh, expected to sign with the Steelers this weekend. Interesting that they would get that over the insiders that typically have these things first.
Who would have gotten that?
Rappaport, Schefter.
I know, you're right.
Anyone not named Diana Rossini?
I'm trying to think of that crew and who would have gotten that. Well, not that they're not capable. You and I get information all the time from time to time. It's just shocking to your point that 93.7 The Fan did it.
Well, I would not be shocked if now that Aaron Rodgers has had this reported that he says, actually, never mind. I'm going to wait longer.
I wouldn't be shocked. But here's the thing.
I need the attention a little bit longer.
I saw people putting him in a Arizona Cardinals jersey and stuff like that. Unless they're willing to give up more capital.
He's going Pittsburgh or to the house. I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's smart, too. Pittsburgh made a chess move last week by putting that tender on him as well. So they got the first right of refusal on anybody that wants to sign Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. It makes sense.
Basically until camp.
I'm interested to see how he and Coach McCarthy mesh again. I don't know if it was a bad relationship. It just seems as if Aaron most franchise quarterbacks have a part in their coaches getting fired. I just don't know how much Aaron tried to save him, and it's ironic now that he has to work with him again in Pittsburgh.
Coming up, former Vol Robert Ayers joins us. He is a big Anthony Hill Jr. fan. He'll also break down some of the differences in the new defensive scheme. How quickly can Anthony Hill Jr. take over as a starter for the Tennessee Titans at linebacker? We'll ask Robert Ayers that coming up next. Ramon Will continues on 104.5 The Zone. He is 11-year NFL veteran and Vol for Life, Ramon Foster. I am Will Bowling. We bring in another Vol for Life and former NFL pass rusher, the one and only Robert Ayers, back on the program this morning. Rob, what's up? Good morning.
Morning, Rob.
Hey, good morning. I got to start this thing off saying shout out to the New York Knicks, man. We up 2-0, baby. Keep this thing going.
I like that. So we've got you on Zoom today. I like the jersey. The setup looks good. I don't know, Bing Bong? Is that what I'm supposed to say? I'm not an NBA guy, but I'm becoming more of one. Ramon can tell you all about it.
Hey, I can't say on air what my New York fans say, man.
Okay.
They crazy, man. So I don't want to go there, man. But you got to Google it, man. We the greatest fans ever.
I doubt that.
There he is, keeping you humble as always.
Yeah, no doubt about it. What would friendship be without a little trash talk?
It'd be your best friends that do the most hating, man.
That's absolutely right.
Funny how that work out, man.
It is, straight up, Rob.
So, Rob, we talked with you about Anthony Hill Jr. before the Titans made him a Titan, obviously, trading up to the second round to get him. For those who haven't kind of heard the breakdown of Anthony Hill Jr., for you specifically, what do you like the most about his projectability to the next level as an NFL linebacker?
Man, and I definitely was super high on Anthony Hill, man. For me, when I watched his film, I looked at his productivity on the ball. You know, how does he take away the ball? Can he create splash plays? How diverse is he? Can he be a cover guy? Is he a blitzer? Can he, attack the line of scrimmage? And he checked all those boxes for me. I think he 17, 18 sacks in his career, highly productive. He was a day one guy, freshman All-American. All-American as a sophomore, All-American as a junior, then he entered the draft. He checked all the prototype, height, weight, speed, all those things. So, man, he was a guy that I loved, and I thought he was going to transition to the NFL at a high level. And also, had some inside guys. One of my close friends, he coached on that staff when he was a young pup. So I got some information on him there. So, man, I thought highly of him. And seeing the Titans draft him where they did, I thought that was a great pick.
How quickly, Rob, do you think he can help this defense? Like, what's the learning curve like for a Robert Saleh linebacker, or just for any linebacker, going from the system he was in Texas and the system he'll be asked to run here in Tennessee?
I think the big thing you got to look at first and foremost is the type of teachers that he's going to be around. You look at those guys on that defensive staff, man, they're high-level teachers, man, not just football coaches. They're teachers of the game. They understand how to get the most out of their players. They put them in situations to be successful. You look at what those guys did up in Seattle, the Legion of Boom defenses, man, they were super simple. Cover 3 shell, one high looks, letting those guys play, winning with the front, letting those guys hunt, and really simplifying the game for the young guys to make a big impact early. You look at when those Legion of Boom guys really took off, a lot of those guys were young guys, Earl Thomas, Richard Sherman, Bobby Wagner. They had some key veteran guys like Tony McDaniel was over there with them. Shout out to T-Mac. He was a veteran presence. But those guys, they have Bruce Irvin was a young pup. Malcolm Smith, who was a Super Bowl MVP over there, he was a young pup. So, I mean, they got those guys to play at a high level very early. And to me, that really shows how great of teachers they are. So for a guy like Anthony Hill to go to a place like that, he's going to be coached up and he's going to be put in a position to make plays early.
Joined by Rob Ayers this morning, speaking on the Titans draft and NFL. Rob, with that being said, Gus Bradley came out this past weekend from the rookie mini camp and said that all three of his linebackers that he used, like, he doesn't go after a type. Like, this guy's a thumper, this guy's a speed guy, this guy's a coverage guy. He wants all three of those guys, which may be a harder thing to do and draft and get in free agency, but all of them have to be athletes first. And he starts there. How do you set up a plan to make sure that you find those types of guys, and this Anthony Hill Jr., one of those types of dudes?
I think it starts with understanding who you are as a teacher. I mean, I can't emphasize that enough. Okay. I think he believes that if a guy can play ball and he's proven that on film, he can put you in the right position. He can teach you the game. He can teach you down and distance situational football. He can really dial in on those things and really get you to play early. He's not going to put too much on your plate. he's going to really unleash those guys. And I think when he's looking for guys that can be athletic, can you do what I'm going to ask you to do? And I think he saw that on field with Anthony Hill Jr., and I think he believes in his ability to teach, his ability to communicate, his ability to get young guys playing at a high level early. So I think that's what it comes down to, and that's why he feels that way, because in today's NFL, you're going to be asked to do a lot of different things. So in his mind, he has to simplify those things that you're going to be doing, because you got to cover, you got to blitz, you got to tackle. But if I can slow the game down for you, that's what great coaches do, and I think that's what he's going to be able to do, and I think that's what he's banking on doing.
Man, you and I have had these conversations privately. I heard one of our teammates here at the station last week bring up the conversation you've harped on twice now in 2 answers is it depends on the teachers that are giving the information to the players. And I know this for a fact, not every coach in the NFL is a good coach.
There's a lot of bad ones.
Exactly. And that's why I kind of want to ask you that, though, too. Like, not that you have to name specifics or the locations that you've been in, Rob, but, like, some players aren't bad players. There are some bad coaches that set players up or get too egotistical or over their heads about how they teach. One, how does that happen across the league, man, in those type of situations? And how prevalent is it in your experience? Because I've experienced it as well.
I mean, I definitely feel like I experienced it. Look at my situation getting drafted Denver. I joke about it all the time when I'm talking about it. They drafted me 18th overall in 2009, and they had me covering tight ends and stuff. I'm out there trying to learn how to cover where I never done that in college. I was a guy, when I won defensive MVP at the Senior Bowl, I was rushing at a 3 technique, 2-eye. Coming off the edge. I did all those things, had 2 sacks in that game. I did it all through college. I get to the league. Now you're talking about cover Antonio Gates, talking about curl flats and seeing. I'm like, what is this? Which is a part of the game, but you get coaches that they try to fit a square peg in a round hole. And then when I finally hit free agency in 2013, my priority wasn't money. I turned down a lot more money at some other teams to go to a situation where I knew I was going to be utilized to my strengths. I went to the New York Giants, and I had my best years. My second year there, I had 10 sacks in 12 games. So, I mean, because I knew what I needed to be a part of. I knew what type of system. I was rushing in the 3 technique. I was rushing at the 2-eye, 4 tech. I was coming off the edge. I did all those things. So, when you get coaches that don't understand that don't know how to put players in position to be successful. Okay, what did you do in college? What are your strengths, right? I'm drafting you first, second, third round. How can I maximize your abilities? Those are what the great coaches do. That's what the Steeler way. That's what New England Patriots did. They drafted their guys, and they utilized them, and they put them in position to succeed. The teams that don't do that, they struggle. They think because, he's a great player. Well, yeah, this cover 2 corner had 10 picks in college. Oh, we're going to turn him into a man guy. That's stupid. And you get that a lot of times in these draft boards. They don't know how to get it to translate. And, but Gus Bradley and those guys have a history of putting guys in position to translate and to do similar things that they did in college at the pro level.
Robert Ayers, our guest this morning here on Ramon and Will. To that point, we just got done talking about Cody Barton, who was in that linebacker spot for the Titans a season ago and is a really smart player. He's a solid coverage linebacker. Doesn't have the same sideline to sideline speed as maybe someone like Anthony Hill Jr. or the same just overall athleticism. And that's as much a commentary on how athletic Anthony Hill is versus how unathletic Cody Barton is for sure. But how do you expect Robert Saleh to try to put a guy like that in the best position to succeed? Because everything we've heard, Rob, is that this is a defense that is built around athleticism and speed at that second level. How maybe can defenses make up for a lack of overall athleticism for a player that still has a lot to offer?
You definitely got to limit exposure. I mean, it's no different between a pass rusher who may not, be at the end of his career. They're not going to be in there 80 plays. Look at Von Miller. He was in Washington last year. He wasn't playing 1,000 snaps like he was doing early in his career. So you got to limit exposure by how much you use these guys. What are you asking him to do? You got to put him in positions to maximize what he's doing. limit his responsibilities, don't have those guys in too many situations that he can be exposed. I think that's the great coaching part of it. When you get into your passing downs, you may sub in a safety at that position, but on your first and second down packages, when teams are coming out 12 personnel, things like that, that's when you maximize them. But the good thing about a veteran guy is he can also mentor the younger guys. You see a lot of guys in the NFL, man, they play 12, 13, 14 years, and some people be like, man, how is he still in the league? It's up here, man. It's in his mind. So you get a guy like that can help a Bobby Hill. Hey, man, in this situation right here, this is what you're seeing. Hey, these are the keys right here. Hey, when the number one receiver is lined up at number 3, this is what you're going to get. So if we in cover 2, you got to get on your horses. Okay, normally this guy is lined up here. Okay, when he's at his usually spot, this is what we're doing. So things like that is how a veteran guy like that may not show up on the stat sheets, may not show up on the box score, but he's making a big impact because he's limiting exposure to the young guys that are trying to figure it out. And so those things are priceless, man, and you need that on every team, offensively and defensively.
To that point, the other first-round pick the Titans made, of course, was Keldrick Falk, the defensive end out of Auburn. And Ramon and I have spoken so much about how his production may not show up on the stat sheet because he's so long. He is a bigger defensive end. He's going to be a really good run stopper day one and then maybe grow into a player with more pass rush ability as he spends more time in this defense and in the league. Is that a fair way to kind of set the expectation for Keldrick Falk walking into this defense in year one?
Well, let me say this first, right? So, we were talking about me being a draft expert. So I did a little comparison of how many picks in the first round that I mocked, right?
Yep.
I mocked 5 out of the 32 correctly, meaning the team drafted them. Mel Kiper had 5 as well. So I guess I am a draft guru, man.
Absolutely.
I'm officially the draft guru.
I like it.
I had him mocked to the Titans in my mock draft. So, I'm going to toot my own horn on
Yes,
that
sir.
one. But a guy like him, the thing I looked at is when he was at Auburn, man, he was asked to do a lot in the run game. 2-gap guys. He played in a more squatty stance, meaning he's reading, reacting, and stuff like that. And so I look at how he's going to translate to the next level. When in college, when he had his most success was when he was attacking the line of scrimmage, when he was flying off that ball, using his length, using his athleticism, doing all those things. When he was reading, reacting, and trying to 2-cap guys, you could tell that wasn't who he was. So I looked at when he was unleashed, when he was, flying off the ball, attacking, playing violently, he was highly successful. I think his second year there was statistically better than his last year. But he was a guy I was big on because of the upside, because of the flashes he's shown, the skill set that he has, the big physicality. I thought he was a good fit for the type of defense that Robert Saleh and all those guys are going to be trying to run. He's going to be big, physical, nasty, stout versus the run, can really crush the pocket. You look at what the Legion of Boom defense did when they won in those Super Bowls. Those guys, for the most part, they crushed the pocket. Mm-hmm. They weren't just like Michael Bennett was their best sack guy. He was a mismatch guy. He was similar to me, a better version of myself. He would be at defensive end, move at 3-tech. He was a move around guy. Falk did a lot of that at Auburn, but he wasn't in an attacking scheme. He was in a read and react scheme. So he can be that guy that you can move around. Hey, first down, hey, we're going to have you at DN. On third down, let's look for the mismatch against some of these guys and let you really fire off on the ball against those guys. And so he got all the tools. He has the skill set. I think it's going to come down to, him learning. How fast can he learn? And I love that pick, and I think he's going to be tremendous in that defense. And then you also got a guy that's going to draw double teams, in the inside in Jeffrey Simmons. So, man, I love that pick, and I think it's going to be great. And the statistics of what he did in college may not show, but I think he has all the ability. And I think he's only 20 years old. I think his birthday is one day after mine, September 7th. So,
nice.
I mean, he's going to be 21 here, either turn 21 or 22, and I think he's going to be great for you guys, in my opinion.
Which is a good thing. Rob, with that being said, it looked like they're trying to transition to younger, talented, more athletic guys. You mentioned that they kept that defensive scheme simple. Like, I know what simple looks like on offense. Zone right, zone left, 3-step drop, get the ball out quick, timing stuff. Yeah. What does that look like for a defensive player, like front end, middle of the field, and back end as well? Like, how do you simplify it for a defense?
For me, one thing, I could can't really go too far. I don't have the college experience or pro experience as a coach, but one thing I tried to do at the high school level when I was defensive coordinator, I wanted everybody to see the same picture, right? So I would do periods called formation recognition. Okay, these are your top 3 things that you're doing when you got 11 personnel, right? Okay, when you get 2x2 sets, 2x1 sets, when the tight end's detached, when he's attached, okay, what happens when you got gun far versus gun near? Simplify that on 11 personnel. Then you get in your 12 personnel stuff. Okay, 2 tight ends to the field, 2 tight ends to the boundary, or 2 tight ends opposite, right? Are we in gun? Are we in eye? Whatever. Paint the picture for them to where they can just recognize formations, right? And then you play fast. How do you adjust to when you got 2 receivers to the boundary and you got the 2 tight ends to the field? Or how do you adjust when you get motions and stuff like that? How do we handle those things? How do we bump those things? So when you look at it like that, okay, you got indicators, you recognize the formation, you look at down the distance and tendencies. Those are the things that they're understanding, that they're learning. So coaches can simplify it in that way to where all you're doing is looking at the picture. Okay, in this picture, I'm doing this. This picture, I'm doing that. This picture, I'm doing this, right? Then you get your blitzes and stuff like that. But that's how you simplify it to where guys aren't seeing a million different things. They're just locked in on tendencies and keys, and you could play fast. I know if I'm, inside leverage on number 2, I'm pushing to this guy, and it's simple. I play ball, and I cut it loose. So that's, in my opinion, what I did as a defensive coordinator at high school level. Some of the things when I taught guys at Tennessee when I was there, formation recognition, what are the keys? And I think it really simplifies things and it slows things down for young guys. And I can only imagine that that's what Robert Saleh and Gus Bradley are going to do in Tennessee, because they showed it in Seattle when they played simple things. It looked like it was simple to the offense, but everything looked alike, whether it was 3, whether it was cover 4, and you inserting that safety, right? That backside safety versus the 3x1 set. He turns into cover 3 or whatever it is, how they teach it, right? Simplify, slow it down so that they can play fast and not have them overthinking it.
Fascinating.
No doubt.
It's a great breakdown.
Speaking of simplifying it, I think I got to ask you this, because it's coming up, man. I think they're overcomplicating Travis Hunter with the Jaguars. I don't know how you've seen special players, of course, like you play with Von. I remember you telling me like that is a different human being, the way he bends. Like walk and go Jack. I'm not sure if I told you that. We were doing our Wednesday scout meeting against him, and Coach Tomlin walked in and just put his picture up and said, "Walking gold jacket."
Yeah.
Okay. Special. How do you, if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars and Liam Cohen, how do you manage another special player that we think in a guy like Travis Hunter who's trying to play both sides of the ball? Are you in that world? Do you allow it? How do you manage it? And does he become great on both sides if you're playing in the NFL? Like, Rob, this ain't college where he's playing against 17-year-olds, correct? Like 18-year-olds. Like, this is the top 1%. Heck, it might even be the 0.5% of athletes in the world that play football. Where are you at on that one?
Okay, quick story time with Rob. You know how I go.
Come on, man. There we go.
Right. So Von Miller's story, right? Von Miller was the first human being that ever humbled me. Big homie, you know how I am.
You cocky.
Right? I love myself. Like, I think I'm the baddest mofo on the field every time I step on it, right? Yeah. So we draft Von Miller, right? First 2 years, we had Josh McDaniels, fire all those guys. We draft Von Miller. I'm embracing him. I'm like, man, this dude, right, man, he gonna help us win. But in my mind, I'm like, he ain't taking my spot. Like, nah, I don't care who it is. Man, first practice, man, I seen Von do some stuff. I looked around. I said, man, I got to figure out how to rush D tackle. I got to go learn this, how to rush the pass that 3. I got to figure out something. This dude, I was like, I ain't beating him out. Like, and it was.
You knew it.
You knew it, man. He was destroying. That was the first time I ever was like, yo, I can't beat this dude out. Like, wow. I just knew it. And the thing they did on that stop, John Fox and them, man, Vaughn would have 2, 3, 4 mental errors in the game. DC would look at us and be like, let him go. Let him play. We ain't worried about that. We'll fix all that on the back end. Hey, y'all cover him. Hey, he take an inside move, figure it out. And we have veteran D linemen that be like, yeah, Vaughn, do that. Hey, if you want to make an inside move, just tell me. Don't worry about it. I had, veteran guys like that. And so I was like, this is what it's supposed to be like when you got a talented rookie, and the veteran guys are not hating on him like they was doing me. But but that's what it takes. But yeah, he was a walking gold jacket guy, right? I say all that to say, story time with Black, but with a guy like Justin Hunter, man, you gotta let him master something. I'm not saying what he can and can't do. I'm not saying what his capabilities are, this, that, and another. He's highly high potential, amazing skill set. Yeah. But you got to let him master something before you can learn another thing. Going back and forth, whether it's receiver, corner, whatever you want him to master, let him master that. Then let him figure out something else, right? Then you got to look at the wear and tear. Man, that's a lot, man. Your body, man. I get this example right here. In the NBA, you got guys that are low managing, people hate it, et cetera, right? But you look at a guy like Magic, Larry Bird, career ended early with back issues. One of the greatest of all time, career ended early. You look at guys now, they're playing 15, 20 years, right? They took care of their body, right? They managed them. They gave them games off. The nutrition, the diet, all that stuff helped these guys play 20, 25 years. Look at Travis Hunter. You're only going to get 7, 8 years at this rate, right? If you're just going to keep running them into the dirt, have them playing, 50 snaps on defense, turn around, play 50 snaps on offense, whatever it is, taking those hits, making those tackles, not including the wear and tear of practice. Right. Man, you're shortening his longevity. And from a business standpoint, you're not getting a return on the investment, because when you draft a guy, what was he, the 4th overall pick, 3rd overall pick?
Second, yeah.
2nd overall pick, you want that guy to play 20 years in your franchise.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You want him to play 15 years, 10 years, give you 8, 9, 10 Pro Bowls, right? At this rate, you're just not going to get a return on investment that I think you can if he went out there and took away the number 1 receiver, or if he went out there and gave you 1,500 yards, but then did a little bit on defense. Lock down the number receiver. Hey, put him in some gadget plays, some reverses, some shot plays. Let him be a deep threat, right? Limit his package on the other side. Let him master one side. That's how I look at it. But I think someone said it on draft day. You almost kind of have to utilize him to do all these things because you gave up so much for him. What you gave up for Travis Hunter, you have to make him into what you think he can be, an all-pro receiver and an all-pro corner. So there's a lot of pressure on him to do that. But I think they got to let him master one thing and then figure something else out. Because if you don't, he's going to look up and he's going to have 6, 7 years and, banged up, and people are going to be looking at him like he's washed because you wore him down.
Robert Ayers joining us this morning here on the show. Former Tennessee Vol, former NFL first-round pick, pass rusher. Always good to catch up with you, Rob. Thank you, sir.
Go Knicks.
Best of luck to you.
Man, always a pleasure, man. Appreciate you guys, man.
No doubt about it, Black. All right. Appreciate it.
There he is. Robert Ayers with us here this morning as we talk some Titans and draft with him. We'll hit some headlines, including those Knicks getting the job done last night. A little bit of hoops, a little bit of hockey for you coming up next.
It's Ramon for Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Good people, man. Nobody likes dealing with those issues whatsoever. Whether it's your heating and cooling, whether it's your HVAC, or whether it's something electrical. Here's the thing. It doesn't have to be a problem. You can call them over for system prevention. They have a nice system right now, man, plan where you can have those issues serviced before an issue happens. I know they do my HVAC right now as well. Or if you need some low lighting around your house, Hiller has some experts and technicians that can knock that out as well. I know right now somebody might need an extra outlet outside so you can put up those string lights that we all love to turn on in the fall and summer because we're outside a little bit more. Here's the thing. When you call Hiller, though, they're experts. They can solve your problems quickly. And the cool thing is the price you chose, the price that you actually pay. No hidden fees or surprises on your bill whatsoever. You don't stay in business for over 35 years if you don't have that type of integrity. Their motto is, and they truly believe it, happy you'll be or the service is free. If you're not satisfied with the work that they do around your house, they will give you your money or try to make it right by you. To learn more about Hiller, to book with them, head over to happyhiller.com.
Rev it up, hour number 3 on Ramon and Will, Friday Junior, here on the program. Hit some more college headlines coming up. There is a recently fired football coach doing something ridiculous and making headlines for the wrong reasons. Tell you how coming up here in 10 minutes. But Ramon, last night, the New York Knicks, 108-102. Robert Ayers' New York Knicks.
Robert Ayers.
Get the W to take a 2-0 lead on the 76ers. Jalen Brunson with 26. A 6-point victory as the series heads back to the city of brotherly love. Sixers had a tough time without Joel Embiid. They put up a good fight, though, and really until the end where they just couldn't get shots to fall.
That's exactly what it was. They couldn't get shots to fall, and, of course, the threat of Joel not being out there most definitely hurt him. He's dealing with, I thought it was, he had his knee bumped bad in that Game 7 series against Atlanta, and I thought, he'd be able to pull that one out. No, it wasn't against Atlanta. It was, who was it?
It was in Game 1, wasn't it?
No, he just finished up a Game 7 series, too.
That was against Boston.
Boston. That's what it was.
Look at me. NBA guy,
I know,
reporting.
But he played Game 1, and they end up losing that one, and he's beat the shreds right now, though. But, of course, they're getting a lot of help. The 76ers are from a guy, Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, but he couldn't get the shots to fall when they needed him to as well. And I got to give it to him. Jalen Brunson and the Knicks is cooking. Karl Anthony Towns got in foul trouble early, and they got good bench play, man, or just didn't give up. They resisted all the way to the end. This was a close game. I'm watching it last night. All the stars was out in New York because, of course, I think it's a big game anytime Jay-Z shows up to a Knicks game. That is, when he shows up courtside, it's like, yeah, we on to something.
Well, the headline was VFL Allen Houston.
Allen Houston was.
In the building.
They called him on the phone and it's inside of the stadium, man.
Making deals.
All of their legends. That's one thing I will say. The NBA does a real good job of reaching back often. John Starks was there. Patrick Ewing was there. Allen Houston, you mentioned as well.
Ben Stiller was back after going to the Met Gala the other night.
You know what I'm saying? Walt Frazier was there. Like, it's a who's who is there. It almost feels this time of the year for the NBA like the old school like NBA shows that you see. I love the nostalgia of it, but the overall game has been good with these two. Philly may have worked better without Joel.
VJ Edgecombe was terrific last night.
Savage was on Edgecombe early.
25 lead changes in this game, the most in a playoff game in 11 years. Neither team ever led by more than 7 points.
Yeah.
After 137-98 in Game 1.
It was a good friggin' game, man. I got to give it to them.
San Antonio Spurs win their highest scoring playoff game since 1983, 133-95 over the T-Wolves. Good games for Victor Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox, who were better in Game 2 than they were in Game 1 when Minnesota kicked off the series. Combined for 21 points and 0 of 12 from 3 to start the series. And they knocked down 48% of their shots, notched the third largest win in franchise history in this game, winning by 38 points over Minnesota.
Tough. And, man, I don't think he'll get a shot. I went to bed on this, I'll be quite honest with you, but Wemby wasn't going to go out like he did the other night.
Wasn't much of a game.
He had a triple-double, but only scoring 11 points for Wemby is it's inexcusable. 19 last night, 15 rebounds. He's in his bag. Yep. If you're not watching the game, it's 2 stars right now for me that are out there. Anthony Edwards, who's still coming off the bench right now from Minnesota because I think he's still getting through that extended knee, and Victor Wembanyama. Catch them, y'all. These 2 young fellas right here is in that zone, and they're elite to watch.
Ducks 3, Golden Knights 1 for a 1-1 tied series in the NHL Western Conference playoffs. Ducks are one of 4 teams who did not have a shutout all season. Their last shutout was October 12th, 2024. Solid defensively last night, though, against a solid Vegas team. And then Buffalo making its first second-round appearance since 2007 and first overall playoff appearance in 15 years. Gets a 4-2 win over the Montreal Canadiens. In that one, Montreal yet to win consecutive playoff games this postseason. Coming off that series where all 7 games were decided by 1 goal against Tampa.
Quick question about hockey, too.
Go.
This time of the year, do they allow more fighting, more pushing during the playoffs the same way as other sports do? Like, I think even the NFL.
It is more physical, yes.
It is more
It's
physical.
not that they necessarily allow more. It just is that way.
Okay.
It's just the playoffs are just that type of expectation. It's going to be very physical. It's going to be a lot of forechecking, a lot of putting you on the boards and stuff like that, and then just players are going to take a little bit extra into it.
Coming up, a recently fired head football coach is making headlines for the wrong reason, and some breaking news on a quarterback signing in the NFL from Ian Rappaport 5 minutes ago that we'll tell you about coming up next.
This Mother's Day, for the mother in your life, don't just mail it in, y'all. Do the right thing, all right? Get her something memorable, meaningful, timeless. Show her how much she's appreciated with a beautiful piece of jewelry from Genesis Diamonds. Genesis Diamonds has created the best Mother's Day collection ever. Imagine her face lighting up when she opens a dazzling diamond bracelet, a pair of sparkling diamond earrings, or a stunning colored gemstone pendant. Each one hand-selected and designed to last not just this year, but for decades of birthdays, anniversaries, and ordinary days to come. Genesis has the gifts that make a statement. Gosh, you need to check this out. And this year, Genesis added a brand new creation from their exclusive designers as well. Truly one of a kind pieces she won't see anywhere else. In fact, check this out. For the ultimate way to show her how much she means to you, step inside Genesis' brand new half-price vault, a special collection of exquisite jewelry, all at an incredible price. So you can get a whole lot more is what I'm telling you. This Mother's Day, give her more than a casual gift. Give her a memory she'll wear close to her heart every single day. Genesis Diamonds are located in Green Hills and Cool Springs.
What's going on? It's Will Bowling. Is your home's air conditioning ready to keep up with the warmer months ahead? Well, Lee Company has you covered. Lee Company's team of professional technicians will give your home's AC a tune-up, as well as seasonal cleaning and maintenance to help you stay ahead of the heat and humidity. Don't let your AC fail this summer. Head on over to LeeCompany.com to schedule your appointment today. You know what? Now is the perfect time to make sure your AC unit is ready for the warmer months ahead when we're not in that warm of a time here in Middle Tennessee. We were talking about it earlier on the show this morning. Once the days start so early, the sun rises so early, you know that those hot summer temperatures are right around the corner. Maybe you've been putting it off. Now is the time to make sure your AC gets that tune-up and get that seasonal cleaning and maintenance. Stay ahead of heat and humidity by going to the pros at Lee Company. With over 80 years serving Middle Tennessee, check them out online at LeeCompany.com. That's Lee Company, all you need.
9:03, good morning, live from the Circus Sports, the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. Some developing news in the NFL this morning per Ian Rappaport. Free agent quarterback Aaron Rodgers is expected to visit the Steelers on Friday and this weekend. Rodgers likely will play for them in 2026. However, no deal is in place, but the Steelers did give Rodgers the $15 million unrestricted free agent tag last month as a placeholder. NBA playoffs round 2 Wednesday night. The New York Knicks took a 2-0 series lead over the Philadelphia 76ers after winning 108-102. Game 3 will be in Philly tomorrow night. Then in the nightcap, the Spurs dominated the Timberwolves 133-95, handing Minnesota their worst playoff loss in franchise history. Game 3 will shift to Minnesota tomorrow. In the second round of the NHL playoffs, the Buffalo Sabres, who are making their first second-round appearance since 2007, they continue their impressive postseason run, beating the Montreal Canadiens 4-2 to take Game 1 on the road. And the late game, the Anaheim Ducks beat the Vegas Golden Knights 3-1, tying their series up at a game apiece. Their series will now shift to Anaheim for Game 3 tomorrow night. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Away we go into the fourth and final hour on Friday, Junior. Ramon Foster and Will Bowling, 615-737-1045 is the number. The doctor will be in 15 minutes.
Dyson.
Dr. Kevin Dyson. As we hit some headlines, and a headline that is developing this morning, Emmett is not happy with me on YouTube, saying this is not news. I think it's absolutely news. Ian Rappaport, we had just mentioned, had not yet said anything about Aaron Rodgers. It was 93.7 in the Fan in Pittsburgh. Well, now Aaron Rodgers, according to Ian Rappaport, is expected to visit the Steelers Friday and this weekend, will likely play for them in 2026.
Hey now.
A deal is not done, and there is always caution until things are signed. But Rodgers' plan is to play for Pittsburgh, and these are the steps toward that end. That is absolutely big breaking news in the NFL this morning.
Man, hey, get it done. Again, this is a new offense for him and everybody else. The issue that Aaron has is they got him weapons. I know he's going to have to worry about his left tackle either being Broderick Jones or a rookie, but other than that,
Maxie Honicher, they got it set up for him though as well. Like this isn't like last year where you had to go get DK and other parts to kind of facilitate it. I think they got one more big push with this defense as far as TJ Watt and his era. As if they don't win or compete for a Super Bowl, TJ Watt's got to start looking outside. It might end up being it's rare that happens. What James Harrison did leave, Lamar Woodley, who was in my era, did leave. Bud Dupree left, but this is a situation where TJ's got to consider: does he want to stay or does he want to go chase a ring? Get value for him still. Yeah, that's interesting. I hadn't thought about them ever moving on from him because that's a position you don't often get to fill with another probably potential walking gold jacket if he continues on the path he's on right now. But they are teetering between enlightened and insanity, to quote the great philosopher J. Cole. They are kind of teetering between that contention in a division where everyone's good, no one's great last year, but also just tearing it all down and rebuilding, which is something that their coaching staff has been too good to do. And I mean that as a compliment. It never bottomed out under Mike Tomlin. Bottoming out was making the playoffs again and being non-competitive in the first round. And that was enough for him to kind of walk away. One of the many reasons. Were you happy with the play that Aaron Rodgers gave Pittsburgh last season?
Not really. I thought before, I'm going to say this, and it's like, well, you played for a quarterback that did backyard football. I did feel like that with Aaron more so. Like there wasn't a whole lot of structure in how they went about setting the offense up. The run game couldn't get going. They had numerous amounts of 3 and outs. The deep ball that he constantly tried to get, I feel like team expected it a whole lot more last year. Maybe that was the offensive coordinator's fault. The mobility that Aaron had, you see Father Time catching up. I thought Aaron's performance last year was just at the line and a lot of times during the season below the line. That offense was stagnant in way too many ways for the weapons that it still even had last year. DK couldn't find rhythm here and there. Ramon Wilson, their number 2 last year, couldn't. Calvin Austin, like there just wasn't a lot on the tape. Again, that was a season in which the defense carried a lot more than I think it should have when you have a Hall of Fame quarterback in Aaron Rodgers right there. It wasn't up to the line, I felt like, most of last year. The offense is the reason why I felt like they tanked.
Led the Steelers to 10-6 in 16 starts, Aaron Rodgers, completing 66% of his passes, 3,300 yards, 24 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions, a quarterback rating of 94.8. He was sacked 29 times.
Yeah.
2 fourth-quarter comebacks, 3 game-winning drives. I thought he was fine. I mean, it's about what I expected out of him, to be honest with you. The question I think Steelers fans are asking, and rightfully so, and the question ownership should be asking is, are they good enough defensively to justify fine? Is it worth taking the risk of either being good and finding a diamond in the rough in a day 2 draft pick at quarterback, or being bad enough at the quarterback position that then allows you to finally go draft a legitimate quarterback prospect and not settling for either the top of a bad quarterback draft class or the middle of a decent quarterback draft class, which is kind of what they did this year with Drew Aller.
And I guess their thing is going to be, and Mike McCarthy's dealt with this before, do you go find or allow at some point Drew Aller to take over? Or do you go find your Dak Prescott, a mid-round quarterback, later if you got a strong enough team?
I mean, if you could guarantee that a Dak Prescott's sitting there on day 2 or 3 of the draft, then they would have already taken him.
Is it Drew Aller?
I'm just not sure that Will Howard or Drew Aller is Dak Prescott.
No doubt.
I think it's probably more likely that they're, I don't know, it was a mid-round quarterback over the past couple of years who's been average.
Where
Tyson Bagent?
That's what I'm saying. Like, where they are right now, the Steelers, like, you really do at this point have to ask yourself, are you willing to burn it all the way down? And the problem is Mike McCarthy isn't a burn it down type of coach.
Yeah, he's a stabilize and continue to go 9-8, 10-7.
Because to your point, you either got to pull a Rams and go what some think reach for your quarterback, or be bad enough to where you can move up to go get a higher caliber quarterback. Next year's draft is going to tell a lot. How many of these wide receivers and defensive players can push back the quality of a quarterback in this next year's draft? I feel like you got to be drafting in the top 15 to really feel confident about your pick. And that is such a bad stereotype about the NFL at this point. You can only be good if you got a first-round quarterback.
Or just have the level of assets that allow you to move up into the top 15 or top 10. You know, like, is there a trade of the future of, to your point, do you flip T.J. Watt for a pick that can bring you a quarterback?
Alex Highsmith is of that conversation right now as well. He's another edge, but how high are you getting? I think a 2 is probably the ceiling for him. Right. Cam Hayward doesn't have the same trade value.
There's no one else on their team that has close to T.J. Watt's trade value.
And the other issue that you have is they keep giving away draft picks. They just gave away another one for Michael Pittman Jr. plus a contract.
So Aaron Rodgers will presumably be throwing to Michael Pittman Jr., Jeremy Bernard, and DK Metcalf. Roman Wilson, Pat Freiermuth, Darnell Washington.
Good group.
It's not bad.
That's a good group.
Question is, can they block? Got a lot of young linemen.
A lot of them.
Max Ihanicher joining a group of Zach Frazier, Spencer Anderson, Mason McCormick, and Troy Fatanu. They are still kind of trying to reload and find a consistent 5 after the group that you had there, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, since you and the Pounceys and Alejandro.
Yay.
And Marquise, like,
I ain't gonna lie. It makes me feel good.
I mean, it's true, honestly.
It makes me feel good.
And they've been solid enough as a team, but it's been defense-led. Early last season, it was offense-focused, and then they kind of became the Steelers again down the stretch.
They did.
Interesting football team, for sure.
Yeah, it is.
Really interesting team, yeah. Brian Kelly is using AI to prepare for his next coaching job. And if you had asked me to name one recently fired coach who'd be most likely to use AI, I would have 100% guessed Brian Kelly. 100%.
Really?
USA Today's John Bryce and Blake Topmeyer with a conversation with the former LSU coach who was fired October 26th. Says, every day I'm doing my due diligence using Claude and AI, asking questions to build some of those answers that I think can be helpful for me as I get in front of an athletic director. Let's see. If I ask Google AI, let's try this. Google.com. How do I not waste Jaden Daniels and Malik Neighbors as the head coach at LSU? Is that too many? No, that's not too many characters.
That's not
AI mode
at all.
All right, let's see.
Pull
See
it
what
up,
Google
please.
AI says.
Pull it up, please.
To optimize Jaden Daniels and Malik Neighbors at LSU, the coaching strategy focused on transitioning Daniels from a check-down quarterback to an aggressive downfield passer. By designing more deep shots and moving Neighbors around the field to exploit mismatches, LSU created... No, I don't want LSU. What LSU did. I want what I should do now. Okay, interesting.
I asked my chat.
Interesting. Despite this offensive firepower, the team faced big game struggles, finishing 10-3 due to a lackluster defense that often required the offense to score on almost every possession to stay competitive. I would recommend not using a fake Southern accent, and that should allow Neighbors and Daniels to have a better... Okay, it doesn't actually say that. That's just me saying that.
I think my chat GPT is better than yours.
Okay.
My guy's going to have me a question.
I learned about this Claude thing recently. Claude's apparently
What
a
you
big
mean?
deal. Claude is a type of AI also. Claude's like the Cadillac of AI.
Yeah.
I'm told.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Me either.
Coming up, Dr. Kevin Dyson joins us. What is the day one plan for Carnell Tate? And what is the balance between trying Carnell Tate at different spots in an offense, but allowing him to get comfortable doing one or two things really well? We'll talk about that transition from Ohio State to the NFL from someone who has made the transition from college to the NFL as a Titans wide receiver draft pick. Kevin Dyson joins us next.
When you start noticing cracks in the walls, uneven floors, or driveways sinking and separating, it's more than a home issue. It's a peace of mind issue, y'all. That's why who you choose for foundation repair and concrete leveling, it really matters. I trust United Structural Systems because they've been doing this the right way since 1994, right here in Tennessee as well. USS doesn't believe in the quick fixes or scare tactics. They take the time to inspect, explain what's happening, and walk you through real proven solutions that are built to last. Whether your home needs foundation stabilization, crawl space repair, or concrete leveling for sinking sidewalks, patios, and driveways, USS uses engineered systems designed for long-term performance, not those temporary patches at all. What really stands out to me is their commitment to integrity, and I've dealt with this firsthand, man. I thought I had some issues around my house. They came by with the inspection, and you know what they told me? It was like, Ramon, none of this is foundation. It's just your house settling, which it does. If you want to be like me, USS is introducing a 24 months no interest financing options, good now through the end of June, good people. And you can learn more and schedule your free inspection by going over to USSTN.com. That's USSTN.com. And make sure you tell them that Ramon sent you.
Ramon Will continues here in hour number 4 on this Thursday morning. Ramon Foster and Will Bowling, pleased to be joined by Dr. Kevin Dyson. Talk about the Titans and the wide receivers, the offense, and heading into the 2026 season. Dr. Dyson, how we doing? Good morning.
Hey, good morning, fellas. How y'all doing?
We're good. Curious on your feelings on Carnell Tate. What was kind of your reaction seeing the Titans make the surprise pick that maybe shocked some draft folks out there?
Well, I think, like you just said, it was a little bit of a surprise being taking a receiver 4. But I also say this, if he's your highest rated playmaker, and you're in that position, and you just don't know what's going to happen from 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Depending on people moving and things of that nature, I think you have to take him. But it was a little bit high for me. But I tell you what, that doesn't mean this kid is not going to be great. That don't mean he doesn't have the skill set. You watch how he moves, how he catches the ball outside his frame, how he works the line of scrimmage to get releases. I mean, the kid's going to be a phenomenal player.
Kevin Dyson with us here on Ramon and Will. So how do you see him immediately fitting into this Titans offense? Is he wide receiver run one right away for you, or is he going to have to kind of earn that over the course of his rookie season here in 2026?
Well, the pick, the number, the high he was kind of dictates the expectation to be the number 1. However, we've seen in Jimba, who kind of his second year kind of had a breakout year, and usually for receivers, it is the case. You get a year under your belt, you have some moments, you have some plays, but then you had that big jump. Very rarely do you see like the Odell Beckhams or the Jeffersons or even Moss or guys like that who just come in and take the league by storm from day one. So I think we got to make sure we curb that expectation and saying he's not going to come in and be a $1,500 a year guy and let him kind of work that process. You got guys like Waddell Robinson that can help him. You got Ridley coming back. And you got 2 rookies that showed promise last year as well. So we got to make sure we don't expect him to come in and just be the guy right at the top. Because there's a lot of learning. You can play receiver in high school and college, but there is a learning curve when you get to the NFL.
No doubt about it. We're talking about Titans former wide receiver Kevin Dyson this morning. Dice, you've been in this situation before, man, when it boils down to being a first-round draft pick. What kind of pressure, Dice, do you run into with that label of first round on top of that wide receiver as well for a franchise that needs this type of offensive production?
And the first receiver taken on top of it. So there's a level of expectation that you have, and eyes are on you, right? Not just the eyes in the community, not just the eyes from the national media, your guys in your locker room. They want to see what you're about. They want to see, are you worthy of that pick? Are you really coming in here and going to help us take us to another level? And so there's guys that handle it better than others, obviously, but there is a level of pressure that comes with that you just kind of got to block your mind out and learn your game and get better on a weekly, daily basis, because it can be a lot. In this day and age, it might be more difficult, I think, because so much access to the players. When I was coming up, we didn't have as much access to the players, and with social media and fandom and now we have the betting apps, and of course we know fantasy football is big. It just has skyrocketed to this multi-billion-dollar business, and so people have these expectations of guys as soon as they come in to be Hall of Famers, as opposed to letting them progress and help their teams win football games and then become the players they're destined to be. But there is a level of pressure that comes with it, but he's played at high level, obviously an elite program, one of the best programs in college football. He's been in elite moments. So hopefully he learns how to handle it, and he has a good support system around him.
Guys, when you look at this situation, everybody, I think, wanted an offensive weapon for Cam, whether that was Jeremiah Love or Carnell Tate or somebody of the like, an offensive lineman even, man. When you look at that relationship, though, that you guys have with the quarterbacks, the wide receivers, the skilled players, not that one is above one, but who helps who in these situations, Dice? Is it the wide receiver doing his job better or the quarterback? Like, who holds the cards of this relationship, Dice?
I'm going to go back to my old ball coach, my receiver coach, University of Utah. He actually coached at the Titans for a few years as well, Fred Graves. He used to have us in his meeting room, man, and I credit him. The reason why I even was drafted in the NFL was because of this man. And he used to tell us every day, receivers make quarterbacks. That's not disrespecting the quarterbacks and their abilities. But his point was they got 300-pound men trying to tear their heads off. You don't know what the guys behind you are doing as he's watching. You don't know what his reads and things are. You just don't know. So if the ball comes your way, you got to do what you can to make that play. The ball's not going to be perfect every time. It's not going to be placed where you want it every time, but you're going to have to make plays. And so his point wasn't to diminish the quarterback and their ability, but he was saying you're in here in this room. You're going to have to make plays for that guy next to you. So to your question, you know, Cam is phenomenal. He's continued to grow, and we saw that throughout the year, him getting better. You know, you get the guys in front of him, they're getting better, and they're starting to understand we got a new offense as is. But at the end of the day, receivers make plays, and he's going to have to make some plays for them. That's not just him. That's all of them.
Kevin Dyson, our guest this morning on Ramon and Will. Dr. Dyson, as you know, good coaches take what their players do well, and they build systems around that. And I'm curious how Brian Daboll is going to do that for Cam Ward and this receiver group, because it will be more him adjusting to them because he inherited these players versus maybe him just kind of getting them to do what he wants, right? Like there's that kind of meeting in the middle. How do you see Brian Daboll getting the most out of Cam Ward? And what in 2025 from Cam was good that you say, hey, let's take more of this and major more in that going into year two?
Well, I think first, I think this is why it was intentional to get in Wan'Dale Robinson, a guy who has been in those locker rooms and those meetings, understands the scheme, can kind of be a mentor to even guys like Calvin Ridley as they're learning a new scheme and new verbiage. And let's be honest, most offenses are copycats. It just verbiage might be a little bit different. We all utilize something to whatever works against a defense, particular scheme, whether it's pin on the front, pin on the coverage. We kind of do copycat as far as offense play call. We just have a different spin on it. And some guys have better instincts on when to take shots and make plays and things of that nature. But I think from this standpoint, you want to see, because similar to Mariota, right? When Mariota came to the league, we saw him have a pretty good rookie year. Then we switch offenses. And then he started getting adjusted to that. Then we switch offenses. And I think what you want in this offseason is a slow progression. Make sure he's understanding the concepts, the basic concepts. And then we can start game planning when we get into the season. But at the end of the day, there's going to be a learning curve for everybody and adjustments and expectations. You know, some offenses like to read high to low a lot of times. They like to give guys a chance to make plays downfield. They keep 6 guys in almost on pass protection. Where some guys, they're releasing everybody and they're up to the quarterback to see where the danger is and hit his hot reads. And so depending on how Daboll and his expectations, what he's seen on film from college and even Cam's first year, I'll be interested to see how he wants to attack defenses with the skill guys. If you look the receivers that they have on the edges, they went and got some guys that are route runners. You know, Kevin Ridley, Tate, Robinson, these guys are route runners. So I'll be interested to see how they utilize these guys and get them in space, be able to get the ball out of Cam's hand.
I wanted to ask you, Kevin Dyson, with this about Calvin Ridley specifically, because he was coming off of 2 straight 1,000-yard seasons going into last year. Obviously has a really unlucky injury that's not down to soft tissue or much he could do. But it is so rare that receivers bounce back from a down year like that, an injured year going into his 30s like he is. What kind of role do you see Calvin Ridley still having? What can he provide this offense heading into the season?
You know, I think, one, get healthy, because you can't help anybody if you're limping around. His expectations are what he can do in this offseason. I think you draft a guy like Tate to take some of that pressure off of that expectation, come in and be the number one guy. You can come in and try to find your little your positioning in the locker room. I think his expectations of himself is that he's the number one guy. But you also got to make sure you're getting yourself healthy, doing all the right precautions and things of that nature to get right for training camp and beyond. And going back to what we talked about earlier, it is a mental game coming off of injury, especially from a receiver when you're talking about your lower extremities, when that's where you're known for. He's an explosive guy, a route runner, a guy that can wiggle a little bit, and now your concern is, do I have the same kind of explosiveness in my body? I think it's going to be up to the training staff on how they release him, how much he's doing. I think you're going to be very mindful in training camp of his reps. So I think there will be a pitch count. And then I'm interested in see how they use the other guys. As we talked about, there's 2 young guys last year that showed progression throughout the year. One ended up being a Pro Bowler that we're kind of not even talking about, which is not in a disrespectful way, but it's going to show you that we're having these great conversations because we feel like there's some great depth at the position next year. And so with that being said, that eliminates some of the pressure that Ridley might have to hurry up and get back and perform at whatever level we expect him to.
And Dyson, that's kind of where I wanted to go with the guys that are already in the building or have been in the building. You mentioned it a second ago, man. Second-year players, Alec Ayermanor, number 1, played significant role for the Titans last year. And you mentioned him a second ago, the All-Pro Bowler, Chimere Dike. Chimere's super, interesting to me, and so is Alec as well, because Chimere's got the All-Pro on his label right now, which is why he didn't give up number 17. There's a lot that goes into that, Dice, but he went as a special teamer, a kick returner. And I'm sure, like most players coming into the league, I want to define positional role as well. How do Alec Ayermanor and Chimere Dike going into that second year excite the coaches again and an entire new staff to, pretty much reclaim their respect amongst the new staff?
Well, sometimes it's the initials after the name that matters, and he's an All-Pro in his rookie year. And if you're going to sit an All-Pro, you got to make sure the guys ahead of him are doing something pretty phenomenal. But I would say this for somebody like DK. With him being an All-Pro in special teams, you assume that's the role he's going to accept. And I think you're going to find a niche for him in that receiving locker room, similar to what he had last year. He just expanded that role because of injuries and his explosiveness. But I think you find ways to get the ball in his hands. Obviously, he's shown the ability to be explosive with his ball in hand. And I think when it's said and done, whether he's the 4th receiver, I guess we're making that assumption, he'll be the number 4 guy based on what's happening, then you're going to find ways to get him involved, get the ball in his hands, because he does have the ability to stretch a play beyond just the call or whatever it is, because he is a guy that does well with his ball in his hands. But I think, for a guy being in the locker room, when you drafting guys and you see free agents coming in, you elevate your game, because you're like, man, I don't want to be forgotten now. I want to make sure I'm still here, and there's levels to this. He's going to get opportunity. They just signed him. He's going to get opportunity. But you also want to make sure they don't forget you. And DK, obviously, we're talking about him a little more than Ayermanor, but DK in particular, because he does have that All-Pro status, a Pro Bowl under his belt, it's going to be an interesting dynamic to see how they utilize him in that locker room, because he does have so many skills with the ball in his hand.
He does, man. He got the speed to get down the field to be a threat, to your point. It'll be smart to have him around. But Dice, just as a first-gen Tennessee Titan yourself, how do you feel about the state of where they are? I know it's the offseason. We ain't seen no games. They ain't played no regular season or none of those things. But what's your feel on how they've kind of reset this thing going into this 2026 season?
I love it. I love the aggression from coaching staff down to the free agent pickups and signings, and then the draft. I thought they addressed a lot of concerns that we, as people on the outside looking in, assumed they had. They did some things that got them some explosive guys on both sides of the ball, that added depth on both sides of the ball. I think one of the strengths that they had last year, as we were just talking about, is special teams, and that has been solidified and should hopefully be continuing on that path to be consistent. So on the outside looking in, man, everything's trending in the right way. And to your point, Ramon, it's, no games have been played yet. They're not getting Super Bowl championships by their off-season moves and what you do in free agency. And in the draft, you got to put it all together as a team and perform. But I think what you like to see is they understood the assignment, so to speak. They understood where their gaps were, and that's what you want from your franchise. And we all know they're smart people. You don't get in positions like they are to make decisions like they have to, and to not be an intelligent person. But it's good to see them really getting aggressive and really trying to turn this thing around. The excitement around the new uniforms, the branding, it's just going to be an exciting time. And you hope they can duplicate what we did when we kind of sit in the same boat where it was new team, new branding, and we just kind of took the community by storm and went on that Super Bowl run. And you're hoping that that's coming sooner than later.
No doubt.
He is Dr. Kevin Dyson, Tennessee Titans wide receiver, with us this morning. Always good to catch up with you, Dr. Dyson. Thanks for making us smarter, talking about wide receivers. Honestly, it's nice just to have this good problem to have of so many wideouts. It hasn't happened enough in this team's history, as you know. We appreciate the time.
Absolutely, fellas. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes,
no doubt.
sir.
Appreciate it, Dyson.
Absolutely. Dr. Dyson with us here this morning talking wide receivers.
It's the last time they had too much of anything here.
I mean, I remember saying that when they had Julio Jones and A.J. Brown together.
That's true.
And that offense was good, even though Julio had one more touchdown than us. But
That's true.
yeah, I mean,
DeMarco Murray,
there are options. I'm not going to say it's the best receiver room the Titans have had.
No.
But I think there are jobs up for grabs. I think that's the difference. And you have young players that you want to see take a step. You have a first-round draft pick who you think could be your long-term wide receiver 1 or 1B.
Yeah.
And you have some new players that are making a lot of money. And Wan'Dale Robinson and Calvin Ridley, who's still not new, and still making a decent chunk of change, who we don't know how they're going to fit yet. There's just a lot of unknown.
It is. You mentioned something earlier. I thought about it when I heard this stat being brought up. But the Titans pretty much had a fun day this past weekend with the rookies. Not a single one retained, from my understanding, from the tryout
players.
Yeah. They just pretty much had a cold little fun day Saturday. No wonder they had them doing the car lot inflatable balloon guy in drills and stuff. Bones Fossil mentioned like they threw a lot of stuff at the guys to see what they were capable of. I brought it up to say this part about that tryout. And for the people that were anti having the rookies out there, having the draft picks available for the rookie tryout, I thought it when they made that announcement. This group of tryout players, in my personal opinion, wasn't of the caliber that they wanted the draft picks out there with. I do think the acclimation period that they wanted the draft picks to go through really meant something. But you're putting your draft picks, who you will need this year, they're trying to accumulate a lot of elite talent. You'd have had guys out there trying to make the team off of them. Keldrick Falk against one of those offensive linemen could have gotten them hurt. One of those DBs pressing Carnell Tate could have got him in a position where he pushed them or something like that. When it boils down to us trying to get jobs and state our claims, like I said, man, I hit a player in the back of his legs bad in the preseason game because I was trying to prove that I was going to finish on every play. I wasn't trying to hurt the guy. He didn't get hurt. But if I got a play that I can finish Keldrick Falk, I would finish him in a rookie minicamp.
It's fair. There are still 11 undrafted free agents who have been signed in addition to the draft picks. So those 11 guys are signed, but you're talking about the other 40-plus players who were there on a tryout basis for rookie minicamp. None of those players stuck.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Tyron Montgomery, who's here.
Or Shad Banks or Hank Beatty. Those guys are still on the team.
Yeah.
It's the other 40-plus who were trying out for the team.
No doubt.
So good stuff from Dyson. I think that's interesting on the Carnell Tate side of it and what you try to build around with Cam. I think that's a interesting conversation they're probably having on whiteboards and meeting rooms over at the Vanderbilt Health Football Center.
Dice brought up a good point, too. Carnell is the first wide receiver taken.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we knew that, but hearing that pressure that comes along with it, too.
Adds another layer.
It adds another layer.
Headlines on the way out as we wrap up the show next. Ramon Will, 104.5 The Zone. The visceral reaction I have to hearing this song is a me problem. I understand this. Second, this first note hits, Ramon just starts laughing.
I did. And Will went, oh. I never knew this was a real song until The Office.
Really? Oh, yeah.
Did this, I'm going to look it up myself, like what kind of hit was Closing Time? Was it for a show?
I should probably know that. I mean, it's 1998.
Who is this from?
It's not new.
Semisonic.
Semisonic.
Semisonic?
Yeah.
Closing Time did what on the charts? It was nominated for a Grammy for Best Rock Song at the 41st Annual Grammy Awards.
Banger.
It's not a bad song. It's just the most cliche. This is our final segment of the show this morning. Final call for phone calls. So I just kind of instinctively went into a Buck Rising impression there. I didn't really mean to.
Okay, so
615-737-1045. You want to jump in.
Every time we play the song to end the show, you have to start just like that.
It's
final headlines here as we get out of here, as we tune in all day to 104.5 The Zone and hear the latest sports news. Okay.
It went 2 times platinum in New Zealand and gold in the UK.
Sure that it did.
It peaked where? Where did it
sure
peak
that it
at?
did.
It peaked number 1 on alternative airplay on billboards.
Oh, it made number 19 on this list. Rolling Stone's 2007 list of 20 most annoying songs. Well, now we got to see the rest of the list.
That's all you was looking for right there.
Rolling Stone list most annoying songs. Let's see. Oh, here's another. All right, here we go.
Closing
from 2007. I feel like I need an updated list now. 2007 was almost 2 decades ago. How about that? 404, something not here. All right, I'll find another list. What's the most annoying song of all time? Go.
Macarena.
Oh, that's not bad.
Rolling Stones has got My Humps by the Black Eyed Peas.
Rolling Stone. Really? Yeah, I get that one.
Okay.
I got another one. Who Let the Dogs Out?
Is that annoying?
Yeah, it is. It's catchy, but it's annoying.
All right, here we go. Yep, closing time number 2 on this list.
Yeah.
From 2022. Let's see. Wake Me Up Before You Go by Wham.
Who is that?
Wake me up before you go.
Oh, I actually like that song. I actually love this song.
Livin' La Vida Loca by Ricky Martin.
I get that one.
Bye 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 by NSYNC.
Oh, yeah, that's
not bad.
Bye.
Britney Spears has to have a song on there then.
What about Photograph by Nickelback?
Now, how dare you?
How
dare you?
Look at this photograph.
I have that song unironically on a playlist I'm listening to right now. Literally right. I might listen to it at the gym today.
I feel like there's two different people in this world: people who love Nickelback and people who hate Nickelback. I don't know if there's.
It's not cool to hate them anymore, though. I feel like society has come back around on them actually having some good music.
Yeah. Who's
You're Beautiful by James Blunt.
That's a good one.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
Wannabe by the Spice Girls.
I gotta go listen to that one. I'm sure.
Wanna be my lover?
Oh yeah.
Get with my friend.
What? That was a crazy song right there. The way they worded that.
Let's see. Believe by Cher. See, the number one, the most annoying song that I thought of was Barbie Girl by Aqua.
I'm a Barbie girl.
That's the most annoying song of all time. That might be the winner.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
Cotton Eye Joe is in here.
Oh, I love Cotton Eye Joe.
Well, yeah.
It takes me back to
just be tomorrow's. No, actually, no. I want people to listen to this show. Mambo number 5. My Heart Will Go On. Who Let the Dogs Out is on here.
Yeah, I figured that would be up there.
There you go. Okay.
What's another banger on there? You get one more before we go. You got me going.
I've named pretty much all of them now.
All right, I'm on.
Yeah. At least all the ones I've heard of. My Humps is on there.
Is
like
any the original Hard Knock Life annoying to you?
I feel like musical theater stuff's kind of in its own world because it's kind of like, it's telling a story a little bit.
Yeah, it is. I'll give you that one. Yeah, Closing Time is, I don't get that. What was number 1 on that list if you still have it up?
I don't still have it up.
You don't have it up.
Mine, it says My Humps.
Yours is My Humps. I'd much rather listen to that one than Closing Time.
And we have My Hawks.
We do have our Hawks out here. Semisonic. Are they still performing these days?
Is that my Hawks or your Hawks?
Our Hawks. Jayhawks.
Thank you.
The Players Era Men's Championship Hoops event expands to 24 teams and will be on ESPN. Multi-year agreement for next college basketball season. Tennessee is in it. And the week of November 16th will feature Florida, who they say who is potential preseason number one.
They brought back everything.
Florida, Houston, Kansas, Auburn, West Virginia, Notre Dame, Rutgers, and UNLV. Tennessee is in the Thanksgiving week group of the Players Era 16, a group of teams that includes good squads like Michigan, Alabama, Gonzaga, St. John's, Iowa State, Miami, Texas Tech, among others. Kansas State in that group as well, coached by Casey Alexander.
By the way, it's leaving TNT, TBS. If Ron Slade's not there, ESPN, that's a problem.
You're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong if he's
Send
not
Slade
there.
to Vegas for Players Era.
Absolutely.
Back at it tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Brent Hubbs will join us.
Sorry, wrong one.
Ross Smith of Apple TV will talk NSC. Ron Slade will be here as well. We'll talk to you then.
Well, remember at all times, good people, your Twitter fingers and your mic is always hot. Peace.